Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the One Play Esports Freefire Open India. My name is Floki. Joining me for this one is going to be Vivek. 24 teams have signed up through the open registrations, which are going to be divided in groups of two. Out of these groups, only three teams each are going to make it to day number two. The good news is at day number two, you have a shot at taking a big chunk out of the 20,000 rupees prize pool. And in case you missed the action that happened in week number two, and aren't aware which teams made it through to day number two this time around, well, we have Vivek to get you guys up to speed.
Yeah, so I managed to catch what you're referring to as a second bout of the One Play Esports Free Fire Open for India. Bout seems
Mhm.
like a slightly nasty word, but I think a festival sounds like a better word because it was just after Diwali and Salty and I managed to catch it. So it was fun. I think what you want to look at is the teams that have persevered across the course of these 6 days of play, what is going to amount to 6 days of play. So there are some big names that have stuck around, and I want to highlight
Mhm.
these names because battle royals, Floki, they're about consistency and sticking to your gut. So there are some teams that have stuck around, and I want to talk about those teams and highlight those teams. One, Yakuza seniors. I mean,
Mhm.
I don't know where these guys are from and what level of seniority is at stake over here, but those guys have stuck around, so I've got to respect them for that. The Yakuza has been there, isn't going anywhere. I think the other team that really impressed us, and one of the teams that I believe you managed to catch as well in action, is Crust Esports.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Crust Esports, they were bested a little bit towards our second duo of players. You want to put it that way. XTZ was impressive. I think that's one team that we want to look at. XTZ had Indro really popping off, and then the team that took it all, the team that took away the lion's share of that 20,000 Indian rupee prize pool, TSG Esports. So TSG
Yep.
was looking really strong. I think they like to switch up their names every now and then, but Sasuke is the player that you want to look out for. He had 9 kills, and I think at the end of that season's play, if you want to refer to it as a season, they had about 112 points. They went home with first place, that 20,000 rupees being divided into 10, 6, and 4. They went home with those 10,000 rupees. The team that I was kind of disappointed with, Floki, because I've seen this team in the Free Fire India Championship and I know what they're capable of, was GZ Army. I think another team that's going to be a little disappointed with themselves is Total Gaming, because Vasio and the others, they know how to play this game. They've got a strong foundation in this game. Fozzie, Ajay, and Vasio, they know that they can do a lot better, and they're here. They're going to be sticking around. And they're going to fight for revenge. So it's going to be an
Yeah.
interesting 2 days of play. We probably want to look at the groups, Group A and Group B, and see which teams we want to watch out for. Diana the Day is a name that's been around, old school. Callers Lords, these teams and these brands have been around. It remains to be seen what this iteration of these teams can pull in on this glorious Thursday. So I'm just curious to see what they really bring to the table. I think Dream Chasers is another team that we want to look out for, Floki. But anything can happen in Group A. It's too early to make predictions. But if I had to make a prediction as to who would really stand out, who would do well in Group A, I think I'm going to go with Diana the Day, Floki.
Really, because my pick was actually going to be Uncultured. I remember Uncultured from 2 weeks ago. I believe they were one of
Mm-hmm.
the few teams that actually made it to day number two. And I also have lots of high hopes from Old School. I mean, Old School, Noob
Yeah.
Gang, Uncultured. These are teams that I've seen participate multiple times, and they've fared well for themselves. They always manage to crack top four, top five, top three, whatever you want to call it. And usually they have a very strong performance. This time around, though, depending on the maps, which we will be having on our screens very soon, we're going to find out if it's going to be the strongest suit. So for Group A, we have Bermuda and Kalahari, and for Group B, we have Purgatory and Bermuda. Now,
Yep.
Bermuda is more of an open map. There's a lot of potential for pretty much any team to clutch it through, but Purgatory and Kalahari does require some level of experience to play properly because there are
Tact.
lots of options on those two maps.
Yeah. Uh, Purgatory and Kalahari, it really boils down to individual skill, how effective you are with the sniper rifle, what can you bring to the table.
Yeah.
I remember in the last weekend, Indro was quite capable when he got himself the Car 98 or the M812B. I hope I'm getting the numbers right. And then we also, in those final circles in Bermuda, if you have somebody that's comfortable with any shotgun, Mehul was one player that really stood out for me. I think
Hmm.
above all the weaponry, though, it really boils down to utility usage and ability usage. I
Yeah.
remember Bao doing really, really well with those frag grenades. So if you can summon some of those classic airdrops, if you can get yourself maybe a grenade launcher, make sure that you collect enough frag grenades, you could have enough to clutch it out in the final circle. Because once everybody just starts deploying those glue walls, those sniper rifles aren't going to do you any favors at that close a range. So if your shotguns, if your grenade launchers, if you have frag grenades, you can maybe put it all together, get yourself a lot of kills in those final circles, and secure yourself a booyah.
Absolutely. And we've seen the shotgun, like you mentioned, a lot of times. They make it to the end game, and all of a sudden, all these glue walls, they're really good. But when you don't have glue walls to sort of box yourself in, you're very vulnerable to being rushed down with the shotgun. We've often seen teams which have 3 or 4 members alive, and they're against a lesser group of members, like, the teams with only 2 members or 1 members remaining. They very often just send forward the guy with the shotgun as a sacrificial lamb of sorts and be like, you know what,
Mm-hmm.
go ham, get as many kills as possible. And in the meantime, they try and take advantage of the fact and get pickoffs to protect and cover the person who's rushing in with a shotgun. Like you mentioned, the
Yep.
frag grenades are also very useful because once they are downed, you don't really want to give up your position in the final circle. So having those frag grenades allows you to maintain an advantageous position and continue to rack up those kill points. And there we go. We're in game, Vivek. Looks like
Yeah.
teams are gonna opt for a late drop here.
I mean, it's an early drop. You could see one team's really favored Sentosa over here, which seems to be the safe thing to do. It seems to be NHK that's gone off to Sentosa. It is safe. How many people are going to contest Clock Tower and Bimasakti's trip, though, is the real question. And there you go. So we have one, two, three teams, four teams, five teams,
Oh
which are all
wow.
flirting with the area of just hanging in that general part of the map. But since it is the first map of the day, teams are just being a little safe. They're keeping distance. Nobody's going for any early fights towards Clock Tower, which is the norm because you want to contest that part of the map because, in the center of the map. I think Group A, what I'd really like to look at is the scorecard, Floki. So we
Yep.
have a little bit of time to just okay, wait, I don't think we have time. Uncultured. You spoke of this team, Floki. They've literally got the first knock. It's Kofi bleeding out, but Ribo, he gets traded quickly. There's a lot of teams pushing each other, and Uncultured, they have 3 members on the floor. Floki being
Wow, that
proven wrong at the very beginning of Bermuda, and this is a punch in the gut because Scholars Lords, they've just wiped them off the server. Bermuda is one team down. And Floki, well, this is why
yep,
you
I'm
shouldn't
biting my
gamble,
tongue,
Floki.
Vivek. I know I shouldn't gamble. I'm biting my tongue right now, and I'm pretty sure it's bleeding at this point. I remember Uncultured putting up some really good performances, but them opting in to go this early and after getting the first knock, really not being able to convert that into kills and just losing one of your own members. Yeah, I mean, this is what happens, right? When like 8 members drop in at the same place, not everyone is going to find those guns. And if one of your team members does end up finding it, he's going to need backup very soon, like you saw there. Like, he's the only person with a combat shotgun who's trying to fight and trying to down some of these players. And when he's left all alone, eventually the other players are able to find an SMG, and even though one of their members is knocked down, they end up knocking him down instead, and all the other members of Uncultured are just caught looking silly.
Yep. And now we're looking at Die Another Day face off versus Silicon. And I think this could be another interesting fight to keep tabs on because I thought Die Another Day would do well. They've got 1 kill. Is it my opportunity to bite my tongue? I'm not quite sure. It looks like I just seem like somebody who is a little more blessed with luck, Floki, because they've got 2 knocks. They're proving me right so far. Silicon City, yes. They've got Kannadiga and Legit alive. Legit doesn't have too much HP to work with. Kannadiga is bleeding out, and Legit is legitimately just running into the ocean. That's what he wants to do. Bump into a wall, jump off, because this has not turned out too pleasantly for Silicon ES. They have 3 members missing. Floki looks bad. I look good. This is
Yep.
intentional or not, I have no idea, Floki.
Well, that's why they say you should pray to RNGesus every night before you go to sleep, so he blesses you the next day with good RNG. And it seems like that's exactly what happened when I didn't pray last night. I thought Uncultured are going to be the ones who going to fare well, and they got eliminated right off the bat. Regardless,
Yep.
though, there's going to be a lot of pressure on the last member of Silicon City who's going to try to get some placement points for himself. But
Yep.
I could be wrong there too, because die another day, they're already trying to gatekeep him and finish him off on the
Yeah.
northern
I
quadrant of
mean,
the map, though.
Legit just ran away. So now, yeah, we're looking at Shipyard, and we got 2 teams over here. It's Dream Chasers as well as Hawkeye. And Hawkeye, I think they should have some sense that there is one player lurking amongst them. It's Cyan with that high ground, just waiting patiently for anyone to peek him. Cyan has got to be careful because he doesn't have friends in the vicinity, not close enough. So they are starting to move in. If you look at Dream Chasers, reinforcements are coming. So Cyan's been a great scout so far, Floki. He's got a lot of information
Yep.
from his team for his team. Now, Spyware and Dia, they don't have as much information as they'd like, and Spyware is just running out in the open. Shanti, he's looking for a little bit of high ground. In his hand, a baseball bat, no frag grenades to work with. So San really needs to chip in. Frags elsewhere is old school. They have a myth suffering some injury, but we'll keep our eyes peeled on Shipyard. Cyan, he's switching over between the Tommy gun and whatever he has, but luck is not on his side. That container will contain his body soon enough, as Cyan should bleed out. Hawkeye, well, this is not looking too bad for them. I mean, they managed to secure 1 knock, but there's still the rest of Dream Chasers to contend with, Floki.
Yep. Hawkeye, they didn't really know what hit them. Dream Chasers were able to find the flank, and Cyan acted perfectly as the bait, so he's still alive for the time being. And you can see Hawkeye a little bit conflicted as to what they want to do. Do they want to stick around
Yeah.
to try and take this fight and finish him off, or do they want to run away? And now the decision is coming, the call's coming to get the hell out of there, cut their losses short, and try to live another day. The this is good. I mean, they're going to be able to gatekeep. They're going to be able to gatekeep Dream Chasers, hopefully to an extent, who decided to take the flank. So I think they're going to be going inward towards the circle, while Dream Chasers are going to be on the outskirt. And look at that, even Cyan has bled out now. So now it's a fair fight. Now they know exactly where they're positioned. So they
Yeah,
could just choose to stay here.
yeah, now it's a 3v3, but what I really like to look at is the map, because I think these players should be fully aware that they've got to start moving in. And there are some teams that have started to move in towards the center of the circle. You can see 2 teams duking it out. Team number 10 and team number 5 taking shots at each other. So they're in that interesting duel. The one team that was at Sentosa has started to move in already. So Sentosa, I mean, they'll have to give up Sentosa soon enough. And then you have Sujal, Apex Akash, and the others also cutting in from factory. So in that dead center of the map, or not the dead center of the map, just the southern part of the circle, we should be seeing a lot of action. I just have to commend Raven. Look at them. They've been so patient. They don't feel the need. They don't feel the pressure to rotate. At Pochinok, though, this is where a lot of action tends to go down, Floki. This is where we should see Noob Gang and Nightmare start to duke it out soon enough. And it's not just them. Like I said, team number 11 is moving in.
Yeah, team number 11 was moving in, and I was thinking that they might be able to third party, but not when they get caught out like this. They're gonna end up losing God Joker. And now, as a result, they down 1 member, and they are on the outskirts, getting gatekept by Noob Gang. It's going to be Patel
Yeah,
who finds that kill for them. But
yeah,
still, they
but
have a mammoth task ahead of them.
Patel, I mean, finding that 1 kill, but and you can immediately see that. Well, team number 11, they're going to cosplay as route changes. They're just going to change the route and get the heck out of there. Until then, team number 10 and team number 5, they've been forced to hold down to those compounds. That was not the best rotation for Apex, Akash, and the others. One of them did get picked off, but just look at Raven. The confidence in where they are in the map, still patient, just waiting for the circle to reveal itself. They don't have to make a move. They're holding onto a compound. Team number 11, unfortunately, have no hard cover, Floki. They are scattered. They are looking for a home. And I don't think they're going to be able to find a safe home anytime soon. So they just got to play out in the open and be a little bit smart about it.
Yeah, they might want to freeze like a deer in headlights because they're gonna be gatekept by two teams. Callers Lords also managed to move in towards the inside, and there's also Raven Esports in that same position. It's gonna take a lot of effort for them to get all the way in. And look at this, Raven Esports, they're not gonna make it so easy for Callers Lords. They had a fantastic run at the start, finding themselves 4 kills, but Raven, yeah, he's gonna try to stump that start that they had and make sure that Callers Lords are not really able to get inside the circle and find the position. And okay,
Yep.
the danger zone. Oh, wow, this is interesting. So, Callers, Lords, and Team Raven are now going to stay inside, fortunately enough. This should give them ample of safety in a way because now no one's going to be invading their area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Floki, I think at the end of it all, what you want to look at is skills and placement. So for now, so far, uh, I think I've managed to place a good bet on Diana the day. They've got themselves 3 kills. They have 3 members alive. You want to look at numbers because as the circles start to close, you want to see who has how many members on the server to work with. Apex Akash is missing his friend, so they're down to 3. Diana the day they've got 3 kills, but they got 3 members alive. Superman, well, he was undone earlier on in Bermuda, but they did manage to find 3 kills, so they're going to be quite pleased about that. The one man that's left from that squad, legit, the team that Diana the day did face off with, I believe he's not there on the server anymore. And now is when we're going to really start to look at individual skill and how much these teams can bring to Bermuda, because now is when you want to stay alive and just third party and get as many kills as possible. Noob Gang, they've got 1 kill, but they've just been extremely patient about this. Pochinok has been a bit of a stalemate for them, and
Mhm.
Nightmare is not letting them pass. But one of these teams has to really take some initiative and probably just get that fight going. So right now, you can just see that they're being extremely patient, looking for information by just abusing or not abusing the third person perspective, but just being patient around those corners. Tob is taking a couple of shots. His helmet depleted. He's got 4 glue walls to work with. Is that enough for Nightmare to make a rotation and get past, though?
Yeah, I'm not sure it is. I don't think these teams actually want to take this firefight right now. They want to probably wait until the circle gets closer and just hold
Yeah,
on to their positions. And this is where the compound of the house you've occupied really starts mattering. I believe Noob Gang have
yeah,
no way of getting to the high ground. So they are going to be at a disadvantage when they try to push out because they're going to have to deal with somebody who has a vantage point already on them. That's when glue walls and frag grenades really come in handy to deal with these sorts of angles. And the fact that none of these teams are choosing to engage means it's going to be a crazy late game. And look at this, Raven, they're
yeah,
well aware that they are deep inside the circle, so they're going to call for their supply drops, and nothing's really going to stop them. I mean, just yeah, look
yeah.
at this. There's who's going to invade the area? No one.
No one. And if you just talk about area and having some real estate to work with, Pusha Esports are in the middle of nowhere. Anonymous is going to get knocked. So Nightmare, they're starting to take initiative. They really want to get past Noob Gang. Like you said, Floki, there's no pressure to start a fight. But if you are trading out health, if you are trading out resources now, it would really help your cause as the circle starts to shift away from you. It's a war of attrition, right? I mean, everybody is just
Yeah,
sitting in their compound, summoning airdrops. They're just waiting patiently, waiting to see how the circle plays out. Noob Gang, they've summoned their airdrop. So what does Anonymous find? I can't tell. I don't even know. But for
yeah,
now,
I
Noob
think you
Gang,
already picked it up.
okay. I'm not quite sure what it is that Noob Gang did manage to find over there, but yeah, okay.
Yeah, Nightmare though they're in a very good position as well. They have this house that's going to be a little hard to invade with only one staircase leading upstairs. It's pretty easy to protect with glue walls and just chug a few frag grenades in that general area. That should take care of anyone trying to push them. So I think what we're gonna see, Vivek, is how well these teams can manage when the final zone starts closing in. I think this game is really going to test how well everybody uses their glue walls and frag grenades because no one, and I mean literally no one, is looking to engage at this point. They're all holding their horses, they're all saving their money, they're all saving their resources, and trying to make sure they have enough for the late game when there's no
Yep,
final circle. It's just going to be a hell zone where everything starts closing in all at once, and at
yep,
that point, it's just a matter of RNG. If you're in the dead
yep.
center, well, you're gonna win. If you're not, you're gonna lose.
I just have to say one thing though. Silicon City still have legit in play. I thought this man was dead and done for, but he's somehow still alive. And although they've got just one kill, legit is going to be trying his hardest to play for placement. I think that's his only objective here. Die another day. I had a high praise for them at the beginning, but they've lost another member. They found 3 kills at the beginning of Bermuda, but they're down to just 2 members, and both Dragger as well as Deep have got to play for placement. They do not have any frag grenades on Deep, so this is a little problematic. Deep just drops a glue wall. He's got to be careful. Old School are in the area. CR7 just walking forward. Names being tossed out. Switches over to the Thompson. He's got to deal with Dragger first. Drops a glue wall, but gets picked up from elsewhere. That's Old School being shut down as they're going to get eliminated in 11th place. Bye-bye, Old School. And now when you think about it, Silicon City have got to be pleased that legit is still in play somewhere on the server. More teams being shut down bit by bit as Dream Chasers. Well, it's turned into a hellish nightmare towards the end of Bermuda for them. They're going to get eliminated. Silicon City still have legit running around. How much longer can he survive? I'm not quite sure, but die another day. They're finding a couple of kills here and there. Apex Akash will take care of Punisher. That's another team shut down. Hawkeye, bye-bye.
Yeah. Pushes Esports now in prime position, trying to gatekeep this team, and I think they're going to be quite successful. The machine gun just mowing down Anonymous. He's going to be visiting the grave, and that's not a place you want to be. Neelanj, he's going to be knocked down, but I think they have enough to revive him. Well, do they? It seems he still hasn't been killed, so yeah, Noob Gang is going to get eliminated, and Pushers Esports are going to find themselves in a very comfortable position. Die Another Day and Silicon City both have three members in total still alive. And it's going to be down to legit. How long can he survive? He's done well for himself so far. He's gotten himself a lot of points based on placement. But if he wants to have any shot at making it to day 2, he still needs to stay alive for a little while longer. Dragger, he's going to be able to find Arman in the meantime. Die Another Day just racking up points on the kill board. And down to 6 kills with only 2 members remaining. They're going to be pleased with their performance. Just trying to make sure they're able to stay alive for a little while longer. Silicon City, their dreams come to an end as legit ends up going down. And now it's all down to Die Another Day. They are in a prime position to gatekeep these teams. Fantastic for trying to push through. The glue walls are going to go ahead. Drago with only 12 HP left. The zone is closing in on him. He needs to get inside and stay alive. Deep as well. Well, Drago's going to get knocked down, and Deep, he's dropping glue walls left, right, and center. But Fantastic Four are going to be there to find the kill with just 1 member still alive. It's Aman, Paracommando. He's getting ticked down by the zone. Can he get inside to get a revive? I think the answer is going to be no. With only 1 member remaining for Fantastic Four, and Raven Esports and Callers Lords, the game's in their favor now. Ball's in their court. What are they going to do? Well, Deadshot, he's going to toss out a grenade towards Arman's direction, but he's not going to be successful. And guess what? He's going to bite the dust. He ends up going down as well. Raven Esports find themselves 5 kills. And Callers Lords, Nightmares, Raven Esports, and Pusher Esports find themselves in a 4-way, or rather 17-way Mexican standoff. Well, not 17, that's horrible math by me. It's a 15-way Mexican standoff of sorts. Yeah, there we go. Quick math. Thank you, Vivek.
Yeah,
And
there we go. 15-way Mexican standoff. This was what we all used to love to watch on television. I'm not going to call that show, but for now, there's a show playing out on your screens. It's Raven Esports. Well, they might just be down to a 13-way Mexican standoff. The circle not kind to them. That airdrop did pay dividends. They did manage to get 1 kill on the back of it, but Ajit and Deadshot are bleeding out. Raven Esports have got to be a little disappointed with themselves as Ajit and Deadshot exit the server, but there are teams being eliminated. Nightmare, it's bye-bye to them, and then now it's just a 13-way standoff, Loki. We've jumped, we've dived from 9. I'm sorry, wait. It's now just a 6-way standoff. It's Callers Lords versus Raven Esports, and Callers Lords have the numbers. They can push, and they want to push. Kofi is bleeding out, but they don't care. They know exactly where Swastik is. Swastik does have some effective HP to work with, and he's got 1 friend by his side who's trying to just drop a glue wall and stay alive. Swastik is getting pushed, so that's the problem. Candy trying to line up the grenade,
Drones closing
and even
in.
Vikesh doesn't have too much time to work with. They are starting to push in. Raven Esports, it's do or die for them. Can these two members clutch it out? Swastik and Vinesh. Wait. Swignesh. Doesn't matter. He's bleeding. Forget his name. It's just Swastik all by himself. Raven Esports. Do they claim the Booyah or do they exit in second place? Have they been undone by Caller's Lords? Have Caller's Lords just outplayed them? It looks like they have. The Booyah is theirs. The zone upon them. That compound. That patience. Trying to play that wall of attrition. Not paying the most dividend for Raven Esports, but they did manage to get more kills than die another day. So they've got to feel comfortable about where they are. They end in second place. And who is Pusher Esports, Floki? Pusher Esports is, well, just I really have to just say that the way they snuck in and they managed to secure third place for themselves, that has to be something that they've got to be proud about. We can look at the standings and we can look at the breakdown of that map. So there you go. Caller's Lords, who's doing the heavy lifting for them? So it's Bhavik as well as Candy doing the heavy lifting. But more than all of that, more than all the fragging that we saw from Caller's Lords, it was just the patience that really has to be commended here, Floki.
Yeah. Despite the zone starting to close in on them, they knew they had the advantage, and the zone was closing in their direction. I figured that Raven Esports might be advantaged if the zone started closing in where they were, but it didn't happen. Lady Luck wasn't on their side, and as a result, they end up going down in second place. However, with all the kills they managed to get for themselves, they actually find themselves in first place despite being second in placement. So they're going to be quite happy about that. The fact that they're able to find themselves 9 kills compared to just 6 from Caller's Lords and get to the top place on the leaderboard, it's going to cement their position for game number 2 and alleviate some of that pressure. They can focus on just being consistent, getting inside, and making sure that they don't capitalize on every opportunity that presents itself, but wait for the best opportunity to find themselves in tomorrow's in tomorrow's game as well. So
Yeah.
great stuff. I have to say, we both were somewhat proved wrong, as Uncultured and Die Another Day both ended up getting eliminated. Me being proved wrong more than you, Vivek. So I'm going to give you credit where credit's due. But yeah, all these three teams, Pushers Esports, Callers Lords, and Raven Esports, they're going to be quite happy
Yep.
with themselves.
Yeah, I think the one team that really stood out for me is Pusher Esports because they had no hard cover and they managed to really hold on despite just being out in the open. So kudos to Pusher Esports. They had the worst luck on the map, but they were really impressive. And this game is not about luck, it's about skill. And there's a lot more skill on display. We're going to be taking a short break and then we'll be back with a one-play esports Freefire Open for India. Here, that kill, they're going for glory. They're being a little bit silly over here. It's do or die. It's not about placements, and it's death. It's death for GZ Army as Abhay has been undone. The mutants still have Shahid on the server. GZ Army are not going to be pleased about this. Really impressed with how players are trying to use boost, but then they say, who needs verticality when we can just stop you with an SMG? And Fozzy Ajay, he's going to say enough is enough. Amadras have been shut down, eliminated. Bye-bye. 9th place for them. Abhi ke liye crushed esports. They are not going to be too pleased about this because Optimus are starting to push them. They will manage to find one knock, but Umber's bleeding out. It's just Duker all by himself. How much can Duker do? Umber, I believe his own grenade was his own undoing, and Optimum Esports will just push them, flush them, undo them, as they do not lose a single member in the process. Mafia is still alive and healthy. He has got one pocket of space. As you say, it is a pocket. He's holding on to it. XTZ are holding on to what they have because Illuminati, he gets knocked, but he's going to get dressed quickly. XTZ, well, Illuminati is done. I think Optimum Esports have been shut down. It's just XTZ and the others somehow alive, and they managed to pull together. Total Gaming get bested. I think they came in second. XTZ pulling it out. I am as puzzled and as unsure of what the hell just happened, but what's happening is TSG and Optimum Esports, and Optimum Esports are losing members bit by bit. Messi on the floor, it's just Rahil all by himself, and Rahil undone. Optimum Esports.
Earlier, nonetheless, this is going to be an absolute barrage of gunfights and few walls. Who's going to come out on top? I don't really think we can understand anything from here on. This is Swastik. He still stays on his foot. But I guess Swastik and Ajit are the only ones who are still up there. This is Malik. Malik takes down one guy, I believe. Yes, he takes on Swastik. Gurkharat takes on Ajit as well. This is the mutants that you were talking about. One man down for Team Chaos. Once again, Revo completely overwhelmed by the presence of TSG. There's going to be Lip Smoke as well as Sasuke. Both of them probably will try and climb. Will they get the kill? I'm not really sure. Glue walls coming in left and right, and the grenade as well. This is probably going to last long at the moment. Sasuke takes one. Lip Smoke has been taken down. Sasuke has been completely obliterated as well. It's once again AP is here, and he with the VSS completes things off in style.
Giving away his position, he's gonna get pushed. Golden in this 1v4. Can he clutch it out for his team? Have they got enough? What can the Black Flames do for us today? Well, one knock for a start, one knock converted into a kill. So Amaterasu has 7 kills to work with. Is second place good enough? Can Golden do more? No, he can't. He hops about in the balcony, gets shot, gets shut down. UG Empire claim the Booyah. Didn't manage to get that knock, but is it enough? Daddy is going to find Fozzy or Jay, so Total Gaming elsewhere getting caught mid-rotation, and between both these teams, I think Amaterasu is going to come out on top. Uncultured being undone bit by bit as Ribo gets finished. Ribo doesn't have too many friends. They're fighting outside the safe zone, but now the mutants. Can they surpass Amaterasu? Can they surpass the other contenders? It's looking rough because Tyagi, he's got a great launcher and he's actually making life look really difficult for everyone. TSG United, they're topping in terms of kills. They might just be a first place winner in this tournament. TSG looking really strong. Gurikrat bleeding out. Shahid is bleeding as well. Gurikrat eliminated Shahid on the floor. It's Mehul with that shotgun. He's done so much in the past. He will manage to shut down Optimum Esports, but I really don't know if this is still enough. The mutants have actually swung back. They've stepped past Amaterasu. They won that first place finish, but they're still TSG.
Nonetheless, it's going to be UG Empire, 2 men alive. And this is Tyagi. This is Tyagi at his best, right?
Yeah, 1 man on UG Empire. Now it's a 3-way affair. Madara just doing work with that grenade launcher for style points. TSG really looking as if they're going to come in first place in this tournament. They can smell victory. The question is, who comes in second? Who comes in third? Have UG Empire got enough? Can Suraj get anything else done for his team? He's found 1 kill so far. He's hopping about left and right. His machete in hand. Nope, but Suraj can't do much. Sasuke at close range with the shotty will best him. It's now the mutants in TSG United. 1 member of
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the One Play Esports Free Fire Open India. My name is Fluky. Joining me is Vivek. Vivek has something overdue. I believe you need to say something, Vivek. Chat has requested something of you. Um, okay, I'm not too sure if we can hear you, Vivek. There seems to be a problem. Uh,
I got so excited. I really have to tell you, Floki, somebody asked me to prove myself for the first time. I think the best I can do is show
we
my
can't
Aadhaar
hold it
card.
closer to the camera. Go for it.
Hold it closer to
camera.
the camera. You want to see my Aadhaar card number? It
No,
doesn't work. It doesn't work.
it doesn't work. We can't see it.
But Krish, hello. This is me. That was my Aadhaar card. I think I don't know if there's any other way for me to prove myself. But one thing I really need to inform you guys about is that there is a diamond giveaway. That's proof. If you don't know how to take part in it, at the rate One Play Esports, there are all the social media. And if you've been enjoying the broadcast, if you've been enjoying my English, Floki's voice, Floki's looks, Floki's cutie pie smile, you can follow him on Twitter at Hirakati, and you can follow me at official Vivek. I'm on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm there on Instagram. I'm there on Facebook. I'm there on Twitter. Vivek, VWWAKE. It's a play on my name. So Krish, I think this is the proof that you would have required. I can't do any more, but yeah, take part in the diamond giveaway. 310 diamonds for 5 lucky viewers. That's what you want to take part in. And you know what? This was an open sign up last weekend. Akash and I were wondering if we should sign up. I don't know, Floki. I'm scared to go up against some of these teams because they look so good, Floki.
Absolutely. I mean, these teams have been looking reckless. Reckless is probably the correct word to use here because that's what Uncultured was well at the start of the game itself, where they typed in and lost all their members. Unfortunately, there's always a game too, but they're gonna have a lot of catching up to do. All the stars need to align for them. We're gonna leave the speculation aside though for a moment because I believe the standing screen is gonna be up soon. So in case you are wondering which team is at top and which team is at the bottom, well, here you go. And there we have it. Raven Esports on top, followed by Callers Lords and Pusher Esports. Look at the distinction, Vivek. Look at the distinction between the number 2 and the number 3 team. That's 7 points apart. That's a huge margin. Die another day. They had an amazing start. Right off the bat, they were able to eliminate. I believe it was Uncultured, but all of a sudden, they were not able to convert that into a top 3 placement for them. Towards the end, they ended up losing too many of their members, and as a result, they didn't end up in top 3. Fortunately, they have game number 2. It is going to be on Kalahari, so yeah,
Yep.
they have a
We,
second chance at this.
yeah, we can take a look at the map screen. There you go. Callers Lords did manage to claim first place. And map number 2, can the team that I made a prediction on, or the team that Floki's made a prediction on, be a little kind to either one of us? Also, Krish, I was just messing around here. Mazak kar raha tha. Please, sorry. Bura mat mano. COVID hai. But yeah, it's Kalahari, and we're going to be jumping into Kalahari. So it should be a fun one. I really want to see who pulls out the big old sniper rifles. Soon enough, we should
Mhm.
have all 12 members of Group A on the server. We should be jumping in. Floki, where's your Aadhaar?
Yep. I would rather not show mine. I got mine done when I was 11 years old, and there's no way that's I look like the same person I was back then. But
Yeah.
you know what? Heck, I'll show you what my Aadhaar looks like. Give me a second. I'm gonna find it. And in case you're wondering, Krish, in case you're wondering if I'm real or not, uh, there you have it. This is my Aadhaar. This is me. It's a little blurry. You can't read it, but there you go. It is us. We're not lying. We are the guys who are casting the event. And hi, Krish. How you
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah. This is for
But
you, Krish. This is from us, and if you have suggestions, you can give your suggestions in chat. I want to hear your suggestions. We are open to your suggestions. I'm having a little bit of network issues, but we're ready to jump into Kalahari. Floki, it's map number 2. It's do or die in Group A for Uncultured Dan of the day and all the other teams that we place bets on. Who's going to move forward and who's going to inch closer to that 20,000 rupee prize pool on day 2, and who's going to go home? No idea.
wow, half the teams opting for an early drop, and it's going to be a little bit of a contest towards Refinery. Looks like Raven Esports are going to be the ones who make it there first, so that's going to be all up for grabs. That's going to be their little home turf, like the previous time. And right off the bat, lots of action. Uncultured once again getting caught out. Oh boy, it's going to be Aman who finds the first kill. The second one from Amazing. It's fantastic for. They are going to be your kill leaders, finding kills left, right, and center. It's going to be cool with a weapon and a dream. He's making the dream come true slowly but surely for our Unculture. They've actually found themselves 2 kills. This is not too bad for them. Fantastic 4. They've lost 2 of their members, and they might end up losing a third too. Arman is down. Paracommando is in his sights. SKOOL left. He just needs to fire, and he's trying to. He's trying to do. There's only a pistol available on Paracommando. He switches over to the SMG. It's rather the assault rifle, but he's not able to find the aim. He's not able to make sure that the crosser lands on his head, and he's going to be the one who pays the price for it as a result. But Uncultured, they lose 2 members, but they find 4 kills awake. I'm not sure if this was worth it for them.
I just have to commend Ribo's courage, right? He has no fear at all. He'll just land in the middle of anywhere, take the fight. Last time he managed to get the first knock. This time he gets traded, and that's the kind of friendship you need to have in a team if you want to move ahead in this game. Uncultured, they've gotten off to a better start. They've got 4 kills. They're all alone by themselves for now. They have a little time to loot. Is it enough to convert into a Booyah and maybe even placement on day 2? I'm not quite sure.
Yep. Hawkeye, though, in the right now, they have the high ground. They're eyeing up legit. This was the man who carried the team last time around to a higher placement, and it looks like he's going to be the one who's under fire. I'm not sure how many glue walls he has, but they're using everything they have, their entire kit, to try and make sure they stay alive and hopefully get some kills, or at least disengage and get themselves back to cover. Tanush,
Yep.
He has his eyes set on the tower there. Legend is going to be the bait, and the bait has been taken. But the question is, where is the return fire from Silicon City? Yes, it's nowhere to be found. Legend, he's going to get revived, but the glue wall is going to end up getting destroyed pretty soon if they don't do it. And there we go. That's the second glue wall that's going to be deployed. And now they need to get themselves back to cover because Hawkeye, they are not letting them in. They're holding firmly to this little watchtower that they have, and they're not letting anyone
Can
get
you
in.
see that little pixel on the back of your map running around, Floki? Can you see that one man being
Yep.
cheeky, gathering information and running away? That small little pixel in this landscape that is Kalahari has gathered information that team number 9 and team number 7, Hawkeye, and the others are engaged in this awkward duel, and they're about to get third party. But they are fast. MP Gamer Agile will actually manage to find a kill. It's not going to be that straightforward to just take advantage of this team. Hawkeye, they might be one member down, but MP Gamer will at least find something on the scoreboard for his team.
Yeah, and this is where Hawkeye have to be. This is where Hawkeye have to be careful. They might end up spreading their resources too thin. They've already lost one member, and they need to hold off. They need to hold off another team too. I believe it's Silicon City. Yeah, there we go. They need to hold these guys off while engaging on that front and making sure they're not able to come in. This is where the Arlo heal comes in handy. The two of you are clumped up together, getting healed up. Both of you are going to be okay. I see Thanos spamming you here a little bit, but I'm not too sure if they're aware that there's a war being fought on multiple fronts here. Elsewhere on the map, Old School, they've lost one member already with another one down. Ayush is trying to find some revenge, but he's going to cut his losses short and he's going to get the hell out of there and try and play for placement. Team number 11, that is Pushers Esports, have also lost one of their members, but at least they get to keep their position for a little while longer. It's going to be Akash trying to move around and get some info.
Yeah, Pusher Esports on the previous map, they were unlucky. They didn't have any cover. They had nothing to work with. But despite all of that, they came in third. That cannot be a reason, however, for them to become complacent, right? They managed to convert that one knock into a kill. Old School, they're missing Sima as well as CR7. It's now up to Ayush and King Amit. And Ayush, he wants to get away. The Hamptons, well, they're meant to be a holiday retreat, but not for Old School, as they're suffering casualties. Ayush will gather some information as to where generally the fire is coming from. He's going to take some time to heal up. He's fired one too many shots, Floki. And he's been missing consistently. He needs to hit some of these. He's not going to connect on Apex Akash. He's going to get flanked. If he keeps scoping in, if he keeps being tunnel vision, RBKRM just running around in the open does get tagged, and that is going to be his undoing. King Amit will convert that tag into a knock. So they have one member down and bleeding on Pusher Esports. It's up to the rest of them. What can they do? Got Joker and Apex Akash. They've got to make do with one member less. It is, for in essence, a 3v2 or a 2v2 actually, because Pusher Esports have one member knocked. Elsewhere, casualties on the server. The Hamptons is where we'll keep our focus on, as Pusher Esports are in a bit of a pickle. They're not quite sure whether they can go and res RV KRM. Actually, RV KRM should be done for. There's no way Apex Akash gets to him. But teams are being shut down elsewhere, as Nightmare exits in 10th place with just one kill. There is no chance they're going to be moving on to day 2 from Group A, Floki.
Yep. Looks like they're gonna have to call it quits here. They're done for. Fortunately, there are lots of other tournaments too, so they're not gonna be too disheartened. But they are gonna be sad that they didn't make it to day 2. It's a lot of good teams there that they could have gotten some experience against, and that would have helped them in their future qualifiers. But no time to fret over that because we have lots of action on our hands, especially towards the center, at the command post area, where it seems that Team Dream Chasers have made their home base. The entire area is is theirs entirely, and they're going to be the ones who are going to be gatekeeping some of these teams coming in. Elsewhere on the map, Kofi is going to be able to find Superman, die another day, losing one of the members right off the bat. This is not going to be too good for them, Vivek. I'm not sure how you're feeling about placing your bets on them. I certainly don't feel too optimistic about uncultured chances, but die another day, their chances are also starting to look a little bit slimmer now.
Yeah, I mean, they're one member down, but I think they can hold on. Uncultured, the good news for them is that they've found kills this time around. So now they're the ones that are going to be playing for placement. But I think we need to look at what happens between Dream Chasers and Dan on the day, because both those teams clumped in are soon enough going to have to be forced to fight. I think this is a decent opportunity to just look at the map and see where everyone is and just reorient ourselves as to what the heck is going on. So everybody is starting to move in towards command post, And
Hmm.
I think subconsciously, for some reason, everybody's given up refineries, so they're changing up their strategy. Old School is actually moving in late, so they were engaged in that duel versus. I believe it was Pusher Esports, and they've managed to hold on. So they're going to be allowed to make a late rotation with 2 members. Command Post Floki is again a very tricky part of the map. If you have a grapple gun, you can try and look cool, but looking cool shouldn't be your objective on this map. Getting kills and playing for placement is ideal, and positioning in command post is even more crucial. Only one team has it right now, and it's Dream Chasers, so they've got it. Kannadiga running out in the open. He did this the last time around on Bermuda. He was punished. He's got a glue wall this time around, and he's the one with his team that's actually dishing out a little bit of punishment himself as Noob Gang. They have 2 members bleeding out. It's only Punisher all by himself with a P90. How much can Punisher do? Kannadiga, he's finished off Anonymous. Patel is bleeding out. Punisher is just running around like a headless chicken. Finally picks a little bit of rock to hold on to. He doesn't have too many friends. Deploys a glue wall. He's hoping to heal up, but he's going to get pushed soon enough. There you go. Those grenades are being tossed in. Punisher has a P90 in hand. He's dug his head in the ground. And there you go. His body in the ground
Yeah.
as well. Noob Gang undone. Kannadiga and the others, they've got to be a little pleased about that. They get a couple of kills for themselves.
He stayed alive for a little while longer than expected, but it didn't really result in anything. He's still going to end up with the same positioning, and Noob Gang, they're not going to be too pleased with their performance either. Pusher Esports and Old School, both teams that we were hoping to see more of. It seems that they're down on their luck. 2 members down, they have 2 kills each, but I don't think they're anywhere close to getting inside the center. On the other part of the map, Silicon Esports, well, Silicon City rather,
Silicon City.
they,
Yeah.
yeah, there we go. Silicon City, they are inside the circle, and if they want, they could go up and try and take a fight against this team. They have the high ground, so if they have a sniper rifle or 2, they could look to rack up some points here against Hawkeye. And Hawkeye, they have a decision to make. Do they want to stick around, or do they want to make a beeline for the center? And we're gonna find out what the idea is from them soon enough.
Yeah. Um, Hawkeye are starting to move in, Floki. I mean, they're starting to move in towards command post, and there only one team has command post right now. It's Dream Chasers. I think soon enough, Floki, we need to look at the map and how the circle's going to shift. Is command post still a worthwhile piece of real estate? Is that where you want to hold on to? I'm not quite sure. Cool. FTW and Pawan, they're on the outskirts. They're still looting, and I think it's about time that Pawan starts to move in, because you're really starting to bleed unnecessary health right now. And as the circles start to close, as you have to traverse terrain like Dhanush is trying to right now, you've got to be careful. But yeah, you need all the health that you
Yep.
can spare, and Charan has no fear at all. He's just going to jump off. He's moving in. Now, here's the real question. Is Hawkeye really going to allow them to move in, though? Is Hawkeye, the one team sitting in command post, is going to allow them to move in? Again, we could look at the map, Floki, just to see where it shifted. So command post isn't where you want to be. Somehow Raven are always at the right place. They are bang in the middle of the circle, but they haven't got the best cover. So towards the southwest, we're going to see CG face off versus Hawkeye and the others. It's Silicon City versus Hawkeye, and it's not going to be straightforward for Silicon City, because there's Apex Akash from Pusher Esports just lurking behind them. So Pusher Esports are there. Do Pusher Esports decide to third-party Silicon Esports? Silicon City, no. Apex Akash gets eliminated to the circle. Pusher Esports suffering unnecessary casualties as they die. They played outside the zone for too long. They've been eliminated. Bye-bye for Pusher Esports. I think there is not a chance in hell that they're moving on to day 2, Floki.
Yeah, and Raven Esports, once again, they ended up losing one of their members even though they were in the dead center, and they have done this without finding themselves a single kill. So they also have a decision to make. Do they try and gatekeep some of these teams that are coming in to rack up some points and make up for the lack of member that's gonna hurt them in the late game, or do they take their chances? For now, though, ooh, look at that danger zone right on top of 3 teams, and Hawkeye, I believe they're going to be on the receiving end of that because they weren't able to find themselves the best of cover. Now they might be inside some house. Elsewhere on the map, though, it looks like Silicon City have found themselves in a firefight against Dream Chasers. Cyan, he manages to get 1 knock, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to convert that. Charan is also going to end up getting knocked down, and Cyan, okay, the grapple is going to come through just in the nick of time. He's not going to die like that. The 2 members from Well, those two members from Silicon City are going to bleed out, but behind him is Dhanush. He actually managed to get the flank. The glue wall's going to be dropped real quickly. The Arlo kill is going to come through as well. But look at that. Everyone, everyone from Silicon City has passed away, and it's going to be. Wait, yeah, Dream Chasers are the ones who found those skills.
Yep.
I thought they were Hawkeye
Yep.
for a second. I got confused there, but no, it's Dream
Yep.
Chasers.
Dream Chasers found the scale. So they held on to command post. They shut down the one team in the Southwest Quadrant that was being a nuisance, and they're going to be able to move forward with those scales. So they took a piece of real estate, they held on to it really, really well. This is what you want to do. It's hard to do in Bombay with all those brokers, but Dream Chasers showing us that it can be done in Kalahari. Die another day. Unfortunately, Floki, they just held on. They haven't found any kills. For now, they've got to be careful because there is Scholars Lots in the vicinity, and I know both these teams are very, very explosive. Speaking of explosions, Arjit with the with the Great Launcher is going to get 2 knocks. That's great stuff coming out from Raven Esports. They were in the center of the circle. They've got what I call one of the better weapons to have in this game in general, and they're putting it to good use. Die another day, well, they're going to land a sweet little headshot, but they need to convert these knocks into kills because they need a couple of points. They convert one knock into a kill, and you can see the grenade launchers just light up your kill feed. You can see Hawkeye, one sweet little grenade, and that's going to be enough for them to push in. Raven Esports, they've got to be careful. They just have one member alive. They haven't found any kills. This is not what they were hoping for. They had a very central position in the circle, but unfortunately, they didn't have any hard cover. It's gone from good to very good to horrendous for them. That one man has to play for placement right now, Floki.
Yeah, he needs to stay alive if he wants to have any hope of making it to day 2. Uncultured, the team we talked about, and Die Another Day are both finding themselves on the kill board here. Uncultured up 6 kills now. Of course, 4 of those were found in the early game. But still, find themselves in a good spot here. If they can get themselves to some cover or a house in the middle, they're going to be quite pleased with themselves. But that's going to be a difficult task, especially with Ajay and Dave alone holding on to this post that is right in the dead center of the circle. They're going to have everything. They're going to have a buffet here. They get to decide who they want to go for and who they want to leave alone for the late game. For now, Uncultured, they're still biding their time near this compound, and the circle's going to start closing in. Die another day. They're going to get picked off if they're not careful. It's going to be Ajay with the Dragonov, the sniper rifle, doing a lot of work. The question is, how much more can it do? Because they need to do a lot more if they want to have any hopes of making it to day number 2. Hawkeye down to the last 2 of their members. Look at this. The glue walls are being dropped. Ajit, he has the grenade launcher, but he's not able to use it in the position he is in. And Pawan is going to get knocked down by the Zone, and Raven Esports are going to be eliminated. Just like this,
Yep.
Uncultured, Die Another Day, Hawkeye, and Dream Chasers are going to be duking it out to get the final placement. And look at this. The peak is going to come through. Dragger, one of the last standing members for Die Another Day, along with Siraj. He is, well, the weight of the whole world is going to be on their shoulders.
Yeah, I think the weight of the whole world is on this one man, Cool FTW, from the side of Uncultured. He's all by himself. He's got an XM8, no friends by his side. It looks as if the Uncultured has got their hopes pinned on one man because one man spoke a bit too soon in map 1 and was undone very quickly. My man, my co-caster Floki, but this time he's, well, got himself a little bit of redemption as School FTW is still playing it out. It's him and Die Another Day. Both our teams are still there, Floki. They're playing for us. They're playing for chat. They're trying their hardest. It's Uncultured versus Die Another Day, and Die Another Day comes out on top. They had the numbers advantage, Floki. They had 2 members to work with. It was just Cool all by himself, but it looked as if for once it boiled down to Floki versus Vivek, and I don't care who really moves on to day 2 from these 2 teams. I really need to look at the overall standings and do a little bit of math myself. But Uncultured, Floki, they did get a lot more kills on Kalahari.
Absolutely. Die Another Day are absolutely going to be moving on to day 2. I believe they found themselves a fair amount of placement points in the last map, and this time around they got themselves 26. Uncultured, being the first team eliminated despite getting 31 points, I'm not sure if that's enough to make it to day number 2 because Raven Esports was up by 35 and they had themselves a lot of points based on position too. I believe they got eliminated in 6th to 5th place. So that's going to be working in their favor as well. Unfortunately, Callers Lords, I don't think they're anywhere to be found. They finished 7th place. They found themselves a couple of kills, but they were down in terms of positioning. So I'm not sure if they're going to be making it to day number 2. They should be because they did quite well in map number 1. But yeah, I have to say, even I'm excited to see what the leaderboard looks like and see which teams
Yep.
are going to be making it here to day number 2. If Die Another Day or Uncultured make it though, Vivek, I think we're both going to be happy if either of those teams manage to
it's
make it to day
it's
2.
it's redemption for either one of us, right? And we're
Yeah.
just looking, we're casting these games, we're looking at these games for you guys in chat. And what's in it for chat in the One Play Esports Free Fire Open for India? It's an invitational, and there are teams that are invited on day 2. So you've got to remember that some of you are asking for Total Gaming. You are going to see Total Gaming play tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Wait, I'm going to
Hmm.
confirm this. I'm really quickly going to confirm this. Yep, Total Gaming is playing tomorrow. There you go. So we have chat asking us for Total Gaming. Total Gaming is going to be there. Group A, well, it's been a delight, but we've got to move on to group number B. We're going to jump into group B and all that action from Purgatory and Bermuda. But before that, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back with more action from the One Play Esports Free Fire Open for India. The mutants, Goku Fahim. He ran the Great Launcher so successfully in the past, but this time he's going to be a victim of it as TSG United claim the Booyah. They have won this edition of the One Play Free Fire Open. Optimum Esports are here, and they've got another team just contesting them. Triparty at range will find the first knock, and it's Mafia on the pro, but the trades are coming in. Rahil is there, so it's a back and forth affair. I don't know who's going to come out on top. Rahil getting cleared for first blood. Optimum Esports will get the first couple of points that they would like to start out with that confident note, and they have Mafia back on his feet. So it's good news for Optimum Esports.
They know how to trade their game. They know how to trade their play.
And Mafia got knocked, but he's going to find a kill. The problem, he's going to find a knock, but Bloodlust is there for the trade quickly. Trust Esports, they've lost Duker and Triparty. It's Umber trying to hold on to the QT. He's spraying while he will manage to do a little bit of work, but he's missing Bloodlust. He's all by himself. He really needs to secure these kills if he can. He's just dropping glue walls, hiding in a corner. He's going to try and rest his friend. But what can Umber and Bloodlust manage? Trust Esports have found one kill so far. Bloodlust again knocked. It's Umber all by himself at close range, praying to dear God that he can find something, but I believe he ran out of bullets, he ran out of friends, he ran out of luck. Trust Esports, they came the hard way into this tournament. Just deploys another glue wall, hoping to stay alive, and nope, that's not going to work. Meejus Mehul with the shotgun at close range will shoot him down. The mutants move a lot quicker than Raven Esports were ready for, and Raven Esports, they're missing one, they're going to be missing two. Swastik has been deleted. Mehul doing excellent work there with the shotty. The mutants get themselves 2 kills confirmed.
And sound, that is something which I really like. At the moment, Optimum is in bunch of trouble. They get taken down by Jarvis. Jarvis completely Princing, that is a question. Glue walls protecting him, the play zone. Not really. Princing gets taken down, and there you can see that is the Booyah. And there you can see TSG United. As you said, they should be getting the Booyah. They did get the Booyah. Team Chaos, who is struggling with only one-man survival. I don't know what's happening, but GZ Abhay gets one. A good revival coming in, but team number 6, they probably will rush, and I guess that's what it is. That's probably happening. The rush that's probably coming in.
I mean, for now he has to deal with Malik, and yeah, it looks like in essence a 1v1, but Shahid doesn't have too much in terms of Kevlar or body armor, so he wants to finish off Abhay and go rest his friends. Abhay gonna be enough? No, Abhay swung around. Abhay is actually starting to make a rotation, and Shahid senses this. Shahid will just ditch and try and run, but Abhay is hunting. Both these players want to secure that kill. They're going for glory. They're being a little bit silly over here. It's do or die. It's not about placements, and it's death. It's death for GZ Army as Abhay has been undone. The mutants still have Shahid on the server. GZ Army are not going to be pleased about this. Really impressed with how players are trying to use boost, but then they say, who needs verticality when we can just stop you with an SMG? And Fauzi Ajay, he's going to say enough is enough. Amitras have been shut down, eliminated. Bye-bye. 9th place for them. Abhi ke liye Crust Esports, they are not going to be too pleased about this. Because Optimum are starting to push them. They will manage to find one knock, but Umber's bleeding out. It's just Duker all by himself. How much can Duker do? Umber, I believe his own grenade was his own undoing, and Optimum Esports will just push them, flush them, undo them. as they do not lose a single member in the process. Mafia is still alive and healthy. He has got one pocket of space. As you say, it is a pocket. He's holding on to it. XTZ are holding on to what they have because Illuminati, he gets knocked, but he's going to get dressed quickly. XTZ, well, Illuminati is done. I think Optimum Esports have been shut down. It's just XTZ and the others somehow alive, and they managed to pull together. Total Gaming get bested. I think they came in second. XTZ pulling it out. I am as puzzled and as unsure of what the hell just happened, but what's happening is TSG and Optimum Esports, and Optimum Esports are losing members bit by bit. Messi on the floor, it's just Rahil all by himself, and Rahil undone. Optimum Esports
earlier, nonetheless, it's going to be an absolute barrage of gunfights in few walls. Who's going to come out on top? I don't really think we can understand anything from here on. This is Swastik. He still stays on his foot, but I guess Swastik and Ajit are the only ones who are still up there. There's Malik. Malik takes down one guy, I believe. Yes, he takes on Swastik. Gurkurat takes on Ajit as well. This is the mutants that you were talking about. One man down for Team Chaos. Once again, Revo completely overwhelmed by the presence of TSG. There's going to be Lip Smoke as well as Sasuke. Both of them probably will try and climb. Will they get the kill? I'm not really sure. Glue walls coming in left and right, and the grenade as well. This is probably going to last long at the moment. Sasuke takes one. Lip Smoke has been taken down. Sasuke has been completely obliterated as well. It's once again AP is here, and he with the VSS completes things off in style.
giving away his position, he's gonna get pushed. Golden in this 1v4, can he clutch it out for his team? Have they got enough? What can the Black Flame do for us today? Well, one knock for a start, one knock converted into a kill. So Amaterasu has 7 kills to work with. Is second place good enough? Can Golden do more? No, he can't. He hops about in the balcony, gets shot, gets shut down. UG Empire claim the Booyah. Didn't manage to get that knock, but he's in enough. Daddy is going to find Fozzy or Jay, so Total Gaming elsewhere getting caught mid-rotation, and between both these teams, I think Amaterasu is going to come out on top. Uncultured being undone bit by bit as Ribo gets finished. Ribo doesn't have too many friends. They're fighting outside the safe zone, but now the mutants. Can they surpass Amaterasu? Can they surpass the other contenders? It's looking rough because Tyagi, he's got a great launcher and he's actually making life look really difficult for everyone. TSG United, they're topping in terms of kills. They might just be a first place winner in this tournament. TSG looking really strong. Gurukrat bleeding out. Shahid is bleeding as well. Gurukrat eliminated Shahid on the floor. It's Mehul with that shotgun. He's done so much in the past. He will manage to shut down Optimum Esports, but I really don't know if this is still enough. The mutants have actually swung back. They've stepped past Amaterasu. They won that first place finish, but they're still TSG.
Nonetheless, it's going to be UG Empire, 2 men alive. And this is Tyagi. This is Tyagi at his best, right?
Yeah, 1 man on UG Empire. Now it's a 3-way affair. Madara just doing work with that grenade launcher for style points. TSG really looking as if they're going to come in first place in this tournament. They can smell victory. The question is, who comes in second? Who comes in third? Have UG Empire got enough? Can Suraj get anything else done for his team? He's found 1 kill so far. He's hopping about left and right. His machete in hand. Nope, but Suraj can't do much. Sasuke at close range with the shot. He will best him. It's now the mutants in TSG United. 1 member of the mutants, Goku Fahim. He ran the grenade launcher so successfully in the past, but this time he's going to be a victim of it as TSG United claim the Booyah. They have won this edition of the One Play Free Fire Open. Optimum Esports are here, and they've got another team who's contesting them. Tripathi at range will find the first knock, and it's Mafia on the floor, but the trades are coming in. Rahil is there, so it's back and forth affair. I don't know who's going to come out on top. Rahil getting cleared for first blood. Optimum Esports will get the first couple of points that they would like to start out with that confident note, and they have Mafia back on his feet. So it's good news for Optimum Esports.
They know how to treat their game. They know how to treat their play.
And Mafia got knocked, but he's going to find a kill. The problem, he's going to find a knock, but Bloodlust is there for the trade quickly. Trust Esports, they've lost Duker and Tripathi. It's Umber trying to hold on to UT. playing while Evil managed to do a little bit of work, but he's missing Bloodlust. He's all by himself. He really needs to secure these kills if he can. He's just dropping blue walls, hiding in a corner. He's going to try and rest his friend. But what can Umber and Bloodlust manage? Trust Esports have found one kill so far. Bloodlust again knocked. It's Umber all by himself at close range, praying to dear God that he can find something, but I believe he ran out of bullets, he ran out of friends, he ran out of luck. Trust Esports, they came the hard way into this tournament. Just deploys another glue wall, hoping to stay alive, and nope, that's not going to work. Meejus Mehul with the shotgun at close range will shoot him down. The mutants move a lot quicker than Raven Esports were ready for, and Raven Esports, they're missing one, they're going to be missing two. Swastik has been deleted. Mehul doing excellent work there with the shotty. The mutants get themselves 2 kills confirmed.
And sound, that is something which I really like. At the moment, Optimum is in bunch of trouble. They get taken down by Jarvis completely Princing, that is a question. Glue walls protecting him, the play zone, not really. Princing gets taken down, and there you can see that is the Booyah, and there you can see TSG United. As you said, they should be getting the Booyah. They did get the Booyah. Team Chaos, who is struggling with only one man survival. I don't know what's happening, but GZ Abhay gets one. A good revival coming in, but team number 6, they probably will rush, and I guess that's what it is. That's probably happening. The rush that's probably coming in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to the One Play Esports Free Fire Open India. My name is Fluky. Joining me for this one is going to be Vivek. Group A has finished, but before we talk about Group A, some more important stuff. We're going to be giving away 310 diamonds to 5 lucky viewers. All you have to do is register in the chat and stay tuned till the end of the stream. And make sure while you're at it, you follow One Play Esports on all their social media, because there's going to be more of this stuff. There's going to be more tournaments. There's going to be more giveaways, and you don't want to miss out on any of that. So you can follow them on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch at One Play Esports. But yeah, with that under the way, Vivek, what a crazy map number 2, Kalahari. I think either of us have redeemed themselves. I do believe one of them is making it to day number 2, and I think it's Die Another Day. Oh, I believe we cannot hear you once again, Vivek. I think you might have muted yourself.
Okay, this is weird.
There we go. Now we can hear you.
Yeah, but yeah, I was just testing my microphone because I got a little bit of important feedback, and I was just noting the feedback from chat. I think chat has some valid feedback, and I think it's important to listen to chat. You mentioned the diamond giveaway, and this is for those of you tuning in on chat, guys. Go to the YouTube description, or if you can't find it in the description, at the rate One Play Esports, like Floki said, at the rate One Play Esports, you can find out where the giveaway is. You can ask them for the link. It's very simple. You just need to sign up. You need to put in your UID, and you can just get done with it, and maybe even have a chance to get 310 diamonds. 5 lucky viewers. You could be one of those lucky viewers. So yeah. That's what I wanted to point out, Floki. You look a bit flummoxed.
Yep. Yeah, I was just reading through chat while you were speaking. I was trying to find out if there are any issues on my end, but it seems like everything is good. I believe they're hearing someone breathing. That might be my mic, that might be yours. I'm not too sure, but if the issue comes up again, I'll try and fix it. But regardless, what a what a close map number 2, man. Like Uncultured Esports as well as Die Another Day, they both made it to the end. So it was literally a clash of, who's right and who's wrong. And Uncultured, they did manage to secure more points than Die Another Day, but Die Another Day were more consistent in map number 1. So they might find themselves on the number 3 or maybe number 2 spot, making it to day number 2. I think we have the leaderboards up and running though, so we don't really have to speculate. Maybe we can bring them up and figure it out ourselves. Yep. Die Another Day, Callers Lords, and Raven Esports are going to be the ones who make it to day number 2, Vivek. And guess what? You have redeemed yourself.
Aha! 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 Aha!
Is there something stuck in your throat?
Aha!
Or is that what they call? Is that what they? I mean, are you trying to rub it in my face? Like, what's happening? Or maybe you just got COVID and you need to get yourself checked.
No. I haven't got COVID, and I'm very safe. I wear my mask whenever I can. Uh, and you know what? I think in this whole situation, it's just better to wear your mask at all times. And kids, friends, grown-ups, mummy, papa, whoever's tuning in, please wear your mask. That's all I have to say. But I'm just happy that Die Another Day have made it. There is some redemption for me after uh, whatever issues I've had with my mic. So I made this prediction, guys. You can rewind. You can just go back, rewind, and my prediction
Yeah,
has turned to be true today.
absolutely. Unfortunately, it seems like Raven Esports, they almost looked as if they were not going to make it because they found themselves very few kills. But towards the end, they managed to pick up a few and they saved themselves from elimination. They picked up a lot of kills and a lot of placement points in game number one on map one, that was Bermuda. I believe they had 35. So despite scoring only 14 in map number two, that extremely solid performance in map number one was able to carry them over. And this is something that I think teams sometimes tend to, look over when they're trying to go for consistency. They're sometimes happy just getting third place, fourth place, or second place consistently, and they don't really try and take all the risks at times. There's a certain risk reward ratio towards the end game. It can pay off, it may not, but if you don't take risks, if you don't take your chances, it can be hard to end up on top. You want to be first place. You want to take the lion's share of the prize pool, especially tomorrow. You don't want to come in second or third. So a lot of the times it's also about hedging your risks properly. And I think
Yep.
Raven Esports, they might need to work on that department a little bit because they've played it quite safe in these first two
Yep.
maps.
Yeah, you can be safe on day one, right? Because it's
Yeah,
about day two where you really get tested. It's okay if you're a bit conservative on day one. It's okay if you do not go out and frag heavy to an extent. I mean, uncultured. That's what they were trying to do a bit too much on map number one and map number two. They were playing for kills and they got punished. That's unfortunately that lack of sanskar, that lack of culture was their undoing in this game. And Floki placed his bets. We're not going to see them tomorrow, but we can look at Group B, Floki. We can look at
yeah,
Group
we
B
can
and
look
we
at
can
Group B.
see who are the three teams that are gonna move forward to face off versus the invited teams tomorrow. I made a prediction for Group A. Group B looks a lot trickier for me because I see a lot of new names over here, Floki.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Checkmate, there's Fugos, there's Fufu Esports. I believe some people in production were cheering for Fufu Esports in particular. Let's see what they're made of. There's Yakuza Seniors, a returning team. We've seen them multiple times. Silently Loud, Royal Beast, and Team Chaos. All of these names quite familiar. We've seen them in the Open last time around as well. Let's see if they've learned anything. Let's see if they can bring their A game this time around and eliminate some of these more, I would say, quote unquote, established teams like Checkmate and Crust Esports. They were here last time around and they put up a solid performance throughout. So those are the guys you want to look to beat. And Fufu Esports and Fuegos, I think they have a particular advantage because I don't think we've seen these names before. I think these names are quite fresh. In
Yeah,
week number two, I don't believe I saw Fufu Esports or Fuegos. So if you've done some strat, if you've done some homework, if you've been watching the stream, now's your chance to take these teams by surprise and maybe cash in on that 20,000 rupee prize pool. Maybe take home 10,000 for yourselves if you're good enough. But yeah, it's
yeah.
going to be interesting to see which one of these teams actually end up making it to day two. Um, I don't fancy myself to be a gambling man, Vivek, but I do believe that this is a fun little opportunity for both of us to place our bets. Let's say we have 10 points each. Which team do you place how many points on? You can place 1 point, 3 points, 5 points, 7
Wait,
points, as many points as you want on one team, or you can
you,
spread it out
oh,
across
like
multiple
that,
teams.
like that.
Yeah, like that.
Um, I'm gonna place 10 points, and so mathematically you'd want to break down 10 into, that's good, 3 divided by 10, 3 point something. Okay, 3 point
3.3.
something.
Yeah.
So 3.3. You're better than me at math. Okay, good. I think the first team I'm gonna hedge my bets on are the Mutants.
Okay.
uh, Fuego. I mean, I just did a little bit of Googling, and Fuego is a Spanish English slang for something that's excellent or sexy. I think sexy is PG-13.
Hmm.
I think we get to say
Yeah.
that word. So yeah,
Those are
I'm
your
not
kids.
gonna.
If you're below 13 years old, you don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
Vi-
Ati
Vivek
Sundar.
didn't say it, you
That's
didn't
the
hear it.
word.
Ati Sundar.
That's
There
the
we
word.
go.
Ati Sundar. There you go.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm a little conservative about my aesthetics. I'm not going to be placing any bets on Fuego. And Fufu Esports. It's a cute name. I don't know Fufu karna to kya hota hai. I really don't get this reference over here. But okay, it's a cute name. Yakuza Seniors again. Cute name. None of my points are going to them. I think if I had to the other two parts of my 10 points, I place them on Crust and Checkmate. No, 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 no.
Mhm.
Crust and Team Chaos. Let's go. Let's go
Interesting.
like that. Yeah.
Hmm. So I'm going to do a 4-3-1-1-1 split. I'm going to put 4 points on checkmate, 3 points on crust, much like you. And with those 1 points each, I want to put 1 point in Fuego. I want to put 1 point in Fufu, and I want to put 1 point in Royal Beast because just out of respect, I've seen Royal Beast
Yeah.
play it out since week one. So it really takes something to come back here constantly and be willing to sort of get that experience and be willing to even lose in front of so many people and perhaps be
Yep.
ridiculed for your play. So
Yep.
it takes a certain tenacity, and I really admire that.
Yep.
Not just Royal
Yep.
Beast, but even Team Silently Loud and some of these other names here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Silently Loud. They've been around, Floki. Even
yeah,
old school. They've been around. I think the even Yakuza seniors, they played on the previous 2 days. They're here again. So you got to commend the tenacity in all these teams. To just hold on to your name and keep playing, because that's what Free Fire is. I mean, you got to keep trying. You got to keep grinding, and if you're good enough, you might be playing with the big boys tomorrow. And who are the big boys tomorrow? Well, let me just tell you this: Total Gaming is there. I think that's what you want to
yep.
remember. UG Empire
That's all
is
you need
there.
to know. UG
TSG
Empire is
is
there.
there.
XTZ
TSG is
Esports
there.
is there for God's sake.
XTC Esports is there. So Indro is going to be showing up. Indro is very competent with that sniper rifle. So he's going to be
Mhm.
there. So it's going to be an interesting affair tomorrow when we see the top three teams from Group A and the top three teams from Group B move on into this very interesting competitive. I think tomorrow is when we'll see this game at its finest, right? Because Raven
Yeah,
Esports, we saw that they were a bit conservative. You mentioned risk and risk management to a degree. You've got to take good risks in this game, and tomorrow they're gonna have to take risks. Uncultured, they took one too many risks, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who moves on today from Group B to face off versus the six invited teams tomorrow. But we've got our maps that we have to look at. It's Purgatory and Kalahari. So these are the maps that we're going to be watching. Wait, did I thought we were going to have a little bit more Bermuda, but I might have been mistaken. So Purgatory and Kalahari. That's the
yeah.
rotation for the last two maps. So group number B, they get to play Purgatory and Kalahari. Purgatory is very fascinating map in my opinion, because there's so many zip lines and bridges and islands. In a sense, are you going to go to moat house? Is that a gamble you want to take? I remember in the Free Fire India Championship, GZ Army, it was one of their go-to drop points. Are you going to have the courage to just drop into Brasilia and
Hmm.
contest Brasilia early? I have no idea. But the one thing about this map is it's as unforgiving as Bermuda. Uh, o- there's not much hard cover really, in a sense. As the circles start to shift, you really have to be very quick on your feet, and you can't get too tunnel visioned on any one particular fight, because that is what will punish you on Purgatory.
Yeah, Purgatory is also one of those maps where there's a lot more room to make intelligent and clever plays. So if you don't fancy yourself to be someone who likes to just go for those wild shots out in the distance when you don't have a good scope or a good weapon, Purgatory is your map. You know, you can do a lot on this map. Even if you get downed early on, there are odds working in your favor that you're going to make it towards the end if you play positioning properly. Bermuda in that aspect, it's a lot more flat. It's a lot more even. You know, it's the island is like a giant circle. Purgatory, there's clearly a river dividing like multiple parts of the map up, and then there's the obvious motives where you can drop if you're, completely out of your mind. That's something that you could look to do. But yeah,
No,
Purgatory is,
it's
is one of
safe.
those
It's
maps.
safe in a way, Floki. I mean, you will look
It's
at the
safe if you
plane
don't
path.
get contested, right?
Yeah, it is, but it's a gamble, right? It's
Yeah.
if you get Moat House and if you manage to take control of Moat House and you get that loot, then you can take your time moving in, because usually we don't see the final circles come up on Moat House. It's one of the safer drop points in a sense. But the answer to all those questions and the answer to whether is Moat House safe, we're going to find out soon enough as we jump into map number 1. It's Purgatory. It's Group B, and we placed our bets. Floki, you've given away 1 point to Fuego and Fufu. Small
Hmm.
correction from chat. Fuego means fire, not excellent. So I think it's slang. So I think it has multiple
Hmm.
meanings. So it's going to be a good game of free Fuego for all of us, as no one is going to Moat House, or there's still teams that are contemplating it on the plane.
Absolutely. And Vivek, once again displaying that you don't really need to have a degree to be classified as intelligent. That was very cool what you did with Free Fire. Like you went free fuego. That's wordplay at its finest. But wordplay is not what's gonna win you this Free Fire Open India. It's gonna be your firefighting potential. And right off the bat, we have some firefights breaking out. Headhunters are gonna be the ones who find themselves the first kill. Somebody's taking the zip line right off the bat. That's a very interesting decision. I believe my Mungda was able to get. Well, he wasn't able to convert it into a down, but he still managed to get some damage off. And yeah, it's going to be him spotting out all these players who still not done looting. They're completely bare. And it's going to come down to what abilities they have. A pistol has been found, though, by one of the members. I think that's route changers that are getting fired upon. But yeah, this right off the bat, we have a lot of action, Vivek.
Yeah, you hedged a couple of bets on Crust Esports, and Crust Esports, they're one member down, and they've got to be careful because Headhunters, they are here to really prove all of us wrong. Crust Esports have got to treat this with caution. They do not have too much loot, and Viper with the VSS is scoped in and waiting. So I think Daredevil is going to get. Yeah, he's not going to get rest. He's going to bleed out. Daredevil is done for. So they're just three members on the side of two members on the side of route changers. Excuse me. It's Mother Play and D Nightmare that I've got
Yeah.
to try and make this work.
And they're both spread out, so they can't even take a firefight if they want. Look at that. It's just going to be one member remaining now. Madhavplay is dead. D-Knight, I'm not sure what he's hanging around for, Vic. I think he should just make a straight zip towards the center. Not a zip line, but like just a straight zip. Like just try and get your way inside the circle and try to hide your positioning if you can.
I I think he hasn't given away his position, so he's just going to be patient and wait. There's
Yeah.
he has nothing to lose, so he's just going to be patient, play till the end. It's not been a good start for route changers. They seem to be, at least when I remember in the Free Fire India Championship, and I had the pleasure of casting it. They were one of those teams that were very smart about how they moved on the map. But yep, unfortunately, Purgatory has not been kind to them, and they've got to reconsider how they approach Kalahari when they do move on. And if that one man can actually do something and maybe sneak in a decent placement, they're going to be very pleased with how this turns out. I'd really like to look at the map once more because yeah. So Brasilia is where we've got two teams. Just grouped up. One of them is Checkmate, and
Hmm.
Checkmate for now seem fine. They've got a good amount of loot. Team number 5 is in the vicinity, and I think this might be a crucial duel to look out for. Can Fuegos uh, justify that 1 point which Floki has placed on them? I'm not because Brasilia is going to be contested very soon. D
Yeah, I
Nightmare
mean, so
is
far they
doing his bit.
are. Yeah, so far they have justified the point. Fuegos and Fufu Esports, they've both not lost a member. Neither has Royal Beast. The 3 points I placed on Crust Esports, and they whatever. But regardless, checkmate. My bets are still well hedged. Like I haven't lost completely yet. You on the
Yeah.
other hand, you didn't place any bets either, so I don't believe you're gonna have any bragging rights regardless of which team
I
wins.
I did
You
a
spoke of
split
Yakuza
Floki.
seniors though. you did a split of sorts, and I'm not sure if that split was on Yakuza Senior because they just lost Alvi.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
I commended Yakuza seniors for the heart with which they play, and I saw them on the previous 2 days of play. They came. It's just showing up. Like sometimes, you know, I think if I had to draw an analogy to cricket when in the very beginning, we had this when India was really trying to find its footing with Anil Kumble and Saurav Ganguly, and we had the great series versus Australia. There was one team which came and played with so much heart, and that was Zimbabwe. Nobody remembers Zimbabwe, but I remember Zimbabwe. They were one of the finest teams to watch in Test cricket. I have no idea where Zimbabwe are now, but I was a big fan of Zimbabwe, and maybe Yakuza seniors, they can be that hidden Zimbabwe that actually claims that big bounty of 20,000 rupees that's sitting for them tomorrow if they do manage to push through Purgatory and if they do manage to find placement. So I'm rooting for these guys because I did see them show up on the previous 2 days of play, and for now they've got one kill, but they're one member down.
Yeah. Route changes. They've already lost their final member, so they're going to be eliminated right off the bat. Not something they're going to be too pleased about, but that's the map. If you're on Purgatory, if you're not careful, you can get purged.
Yep.
These teams
I,
just
I,
moving in.
I think everybody's being careful, Floki. Just look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, Brasilia has not been contested yet, so everybody wants to make that very late rotation and be patient. I think one of the teams I hedge my bets on is team number 11. That's the Mutants. And I've seen this team and I've seen the friendship and the confidence with which they play. So I'm curious to see what the Mutants do manage to pull out on Purgatory.
Yeah. Mutants is one of those teams that are sort of known for playing super aggressive and playing sort of a crazier play style where they like to go for kills. They like action. They don't get too much about placements as long as they're close to top six. They would rather go
Yeah.
out and find those kills and secure those kill points, which are they can rack up quite easily if you're smart about it, Vivek. You know, two
Yep.
points per kill is a lot. So if
Yep.
you find a few kills between each of your members, despite having a high position, many of these teams who end up playing safe, they don't end up making a lot of points due to kills at times, and that can really put you in a favorable spot. So the Mutants playstyle, it certainly has a place somewhere in the Free Fire ecosystem. The question is, how do they strike that perfect balance of getting those firefights in while maintaining a decent position in terms of
Mm-hmm.
positioning points?
Yeah, I think so far they've done a good job, right? They've just been patient. Everybody's been super patient. Our camera has been so patient. Like he was flying over the plane. Did you see that? He was up there. He was
Hmm.
above the plane, above the drop, and when you're that high up, the winds can be really precarious. But our observer has no fear at all, and he's duking it out with the best. Yakuza seniors, for now, they just want to hold on to this river. They're inside the zone. They don't want anyone to cross, and the problem that I'm seeing for them is that they're not very well kitted out, because you want to
Yeah.
look at, yeah, so helmets are missing. They've got a couple of med kits to work with. Razak at least has plenty, so Razak has to make sure that he's the one that maybe takes a little bit of zone damage for information. He has that luxury. He might have to be the
Mhm.
scout, but yeah, Yakuza
He also has
seniors.
the Alo Keel to work with.
Yep. Yep, he's also got a little bit of effective HP if he needs it.
Yeah.
So he can make those risky rotations for his team.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they need to do, right? You're three members down. You're not gonna exactly win by just playing for positioning and trying to gatekeep teams. Like, sure, you could try if you're already in a good position, but Yakuza Senior, they can't really move in right now with three members down, so it makes sense for them to hold down a particular area. In the meantime, though, the headhunters, let's talk about them. They found themselves 4 kills, and they still have all 4 members alive. How good you must be feeling if you're them right now. Imagine getting 4 kills with all 4 members alive, having 14 medkits on Viper. That is enough to last you for 2 lifetimes. Well, speaking of lifetimes, looks like Asim is going to get knocked down. Fortunately, he is going to be safe because it's pretty easy to revive him when you all huddle up inside a single watchtower. And Fufu Esports, the people I hedged my bets on, they're the ones who are bringing the fight to Headhunters.
Yeah, Fufu Esports, they can fight fire with fire, and you placed 1 point on them, Floki. Are they worth more is the question. Headhunters, I'm not a fan of where they are. And if you are playing a watch post like that, if you give away your position, it can be problematic because you've drawn attention to yourself. You've gotten those 4 kills, you wiped out route changers, but everybody, not everybody, at least some teams know where you are. And with that airdrop, I think it's safe to say that a lot of teams know where they are. For now, though, we have to focus on the
Oh,
mutants and College Lords. Malik is bleeding. This is a team I gave 3 points to, and I think this is a team that is, well, making me doubt myself as they have 2 members bleeding out. It looks as if, not College Lords, excuse me, Royal Beast are finding knocks and they are finding success. Unfortunately, they have War bleeding out as well. Malik, well, he's not going to get res just yet, but John Cena, he's healing up for now. Casualties elsewhere. Suhail gets eliminated from the server. Barrage of glue wall just being deployed. John Cena with the SMG going for these fights. Unfortunately gets knocked. It's just Goku Fahim all by himself. Goku Fahim did a lot in the past, especially with those grenades. He's lobbing one up. I don't think he's going to get too much done. Does manage to do a little bit of damage to Arpat, but Arpat should get res. Royal Beast have shut down the mutants. Bye-bye.
yep. And Royal Beasts have also found themselves 4 kills. I mean, this is a team that have shown consistency, that have shown their tenacity time and time again by participating. And Yakuza Seniors are going to get eliminated, Vivek. Route Changers, Yakuza Seniors, and the Mutants out of the game. Now only 9 teams remain, 29 players stay alive, more getting knocked down as we speak. Genocide, they've lost Sam, it's just Farhan and Powerhouse all by themselves. The question is, can they find those kills? They're in a very bad position. They need to walk uphill. Glue walls are scarce. And
Yep.
Gucci, he's going to be trying to hold on to that position, make sure that they're not able to go high ground. Tahir, making sure that they're not able to move at all as he's consistent with that LMG, trying to break down the glue walls and take away their cover. Powerhouse ends up getting knocked down. It's just going to be Jen Sam and Farham, and Sam, he might end up losing his life as well. Tahir, he's outside the zone, he's taking damage, but he wants these kills. These are going to be lots of points if he can find them, but he's not able to find the knocks. Now he'll be able to take down Sam with the help of one of his teammates. It's only Farhan remaining alive. The question is, do you finish him off or do you get the hell back inside the zone? Because look at that, Fuego. Well, they have a lot of time to work with. They're not losing out a lot of HP, and Tahir, he's just gonna lock that position down. The glue wall, it's not gonna protect him for too long, and looks like Genocide are also gonna go down, and now they'll make their way inside the circle.
Yeah, Fuegos, you gave them only 1 point, Floki, but they've got themselves 8 points so far, and they're still alive and healthy. So Genocide undone. They're going to get knocked in 8th place. So that's not been the best of starts for them. The Mutants also not being too impressive. They've got to really rethink their approach because they've got only one more map to work with, and that's a lot of catching up that they have to do with such an early exit and no frags at all. Checkmate. This is one of the teams that has had its ups and downs in this Freefire Open for India. And so far, they're pinning one of the other teams that we were hoping would really step up. It's Crust Esports that are really reconsidering how they move across the map as they have just 2 members alive. It's Tripathi and Duper. Nades, that was unintentional. That was definitely unintentional. But he's got himself that grenade launcher. He can try and redeem himself. Does he want to lob it up? He's tossed one out. Duker knocked by that tree. Doesn't have his friend as Tripathi has deserted him. Tripathi just moving across your map. One small little figure has left Duker to his own devices, as Duker should eventually die to the zone, or Checkmate can go and clean him up. Crust Esports essentially just have one man on the server, and it's Tripathi, sir.
Yeah, and I think they're going to be quite happy with the fact that they were able to knock down Duke Tripathi. It's Well, the weight of the entire team is on his shoulders, the way I like to say it, and it's gonna be a mammoth task for him. You know, he's not even inside the circle. He doesn't know if there are teams coming in from behind him. He's paranoid, and I don't think he has a lot of med kits to work with either. So it's gonna have to be a masterclass in Triparty in learning how to three party at the correct time to maybe find themselves in a decent spot in map number two. You don't want to be falling behind and play catch up because you've seen, despite putting on your A game in Group A, the way Uncultured did, they were not able to make it to day two. They weren't in the top three teams. They came pretty close, but you know, you win a race by a hair or by a mile, you still end up winning the race. It doesn't matter how you win it. Checkmate now, losing two of their members, Unique and Ash. They're both going to go down. Scooper and Chumbabot are just going to run for the hills. Well, they will be able to save Unique, it seems. Like the glue walls are going to get dropped and they will be able to revive them. But the question is, at what cost? Viper, he has a sniper rifle. How much work can he do with it? He drops down. He makes his way towards the supply. I think he has enough vest. He's actually going to use it for cover. But in the meantime, Crust Esports, they're going to go down. All that money down the drain. But Checkmate still keeping my hope alive for the time being. And it's going to be Scooper with the gun. He's getting himself a fair amount of damage, but he's not really able to find a knock right away. Chumbabot, he has the scope rifle, so he could land some really sick headshots were he in the position to do so. But look at Checkmate. They are outside the circle, so it's going to be down to these guys to get in and find themselves in a decent position. And no one is going to make it easy for them. Fufu, Cosmic, he's going to get knocked down. He's not careful. He peeks out and Chumba Boy destroys him.
Yeah,
Do they go
there's
back for
Cosmic
Fufu
bleeding.
Esports? Yep,
I
he's
think
bleeding.
they're going to
He's about
get
to die.
pushed. I think Checkmate know that this is when they can go for the queen. They're pushing. They're pushing hard. They've got 3 kills. They need to move in. The circle isn't being too kind to them. So they've got themselves a little bit of cover to work with. Fuego still there. Fire still in play. But how much longer?
Oh
Because
no.
Tahir gets knocked to the play zone. This is getting tricky. Everybody wants to make that rotation in. And Fuegos have suffered another knock. Bit by bit, they're all undone as they get shut down. The headhunters being their undoing. Fufu Esports, well, you gave them a point, Floki. Can they live up to your points? Yeah, they're struggling. Salim is bleeding out. It's clear and unknown, but Salim will get rest quick enough. More teams being shut down bit by bit as the headhunters that had that watchtower early on have been undone. 5 kills for them as they exit. 3 teams on the server. It's Royal Beast, Fufu, and Silently Loud.
Yeah. It's gonna be one of those teams that who ends up making it towards the top. Royal Beast in the perfect position to do so, Vivek, because they have 4 members alive. None of them are inside the circle just yet, but having a man advantage at this point, it means a lot. And they have 10 kills to work with as well. So even if they finish in third against Silently Loud or Fufu Esports, they're not going to feel too bad for themselves. That grenade! Yikes! Blue Wall's going to be dropped though in the nick of time, so he's going to stay alive. Jazby with the SMG, looking to move forward. They have a lot of blue walls to work with. Yeah, he's going to peek out, has a grenade launch, and he's going to get knocked down. Silently Lord, well, they're losing their members left, right, and center. Razak and Yahi both going to end up dropping, getting finished off. No, Razak actually ends up being revived. So Silently Loud still have a fighting chance. And look at that. Looks like they have knocked down one member I'm not quite sure who that was, but it was Jazby who ended up going down. Concept ends up finding a kill. Well, not a kill, but a knockdown as well. It's just going to be Baby Sleep for Silently Loud all by himself. Unknown is going to go down from Fufu Esports down to a 2v2v1. Silently Loud with just one member remaining, hoping to clutch it out. Royal Beast going in for the kill. Well, they end up getting killed instead, Vivek, and now it's Fufu Esports versus Silently Loud. Baby Sneak. He has a decent amount of medkits to work with, but I don't think he has the time to use all of them. Circle is going to start closing in. He has a grenade launcher. He could do a lot of work. He's not pulling it out the way. He's getting shot, and just like that, well, the Booyah, it is going to go the way of Fufu Esports. That is called return on investment, Vivek. I invested 1 point, and as a result, I can say loudly and proudly that my investment has paid dividends. These Fufu Esports, I believe some people in production are going to be happy too that they managed to finish in first place, at least in terms of positioning. But look at that. Speaking of kills, Royal Beast is the one leading the charge, followed by Silently Loud. So, yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, Royal Beast did manage to get a lot of kills, right? And if you look at the scoreboard, I think Fuegos, they played well. They came in fifth. Headhunters, they got those early kills, but then grouping up in that watch post can be really, really suicidal in a sense. Floki's investment really paying dividends here. I think all of my investments have, well, not
Tanked.
look too good. I mean, the mutants, 0 kills, nothing notable in terms of placement. It seems that they have a mammoth task ahead of them. The headhunters, the HR department, consistent, but it's HR. You know that they have more chai than they had do any actual work in the office. So that's what that department is. Route changers, they are a new roster in a sense. So it remains to be seen what can be done. I feel like Crust Esports didn't have one man join the server.
Yeah,
I
they
think I might
didn't.
be on to something. So I think if we placed a couple of points on Crust Esports, it's okay. I think
Yeah,
we can, cut them a little bit of slack.
absolutely. I mean, they're playing one member down. It's a little bit difficult to play when you're already. It's well, it's like trying to play the game with just one arm. You know, it's you're not exactly favored in that situation. You would rather have two arms to play the game, one to move and one to shoot. And Crust Esports, well, they got to step up if they want to make it today too, Vivek. For now, though, we are going to be cutting to a short break, ladies and gentlemen. But before we do that, do make sure you follow One Play Esports on all of their social media. That's number One Play Esports on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, as well as Twitch. And make sure you sign up for the Diamond giveaway. And until you do that, we'll be right back with a short break.
I mean, for now he has to deal with Malik, and yeah, it looks like in essence a 1v1. But Shahid doesn't have too much in terms of Kevlar or body armor, so he wants to finish off Abhay and go rest his friends. Abhay gonna be enough? No, Abhay swung around. Abhay is actually starting to make a rotation, and Shahid senses this. Shahid will just ditch and try and run, but Abhay is hunting. Both these players want to secure that kill. They're going for glory. They're being a little bit silly over here. It's do or die. It's not about placements, and it's death. It's death for GZ Army as Abhay has been undone. The mutants still have Shahid on the server. GZ Army are not going to be pleased about this. Really impressed with how players are trying to use boost, but then they say, who needs verticality when we can just W with an SMG? And pause here there. He's going to say enough is enough. Amaterasu have been shut down, eliminated. Bye-bye. 9th place for them. अभी के लिए Crust Esports, they are not going to be too pleased about this. Because Optimus are starting to push them. They will manage to find one knock, but Umber's bleeding out. It's just Duker all by himself. How much can Duker do? Umber, I believe his own grenade was his own undoing, and Optimum Esports will just push them, flush them, undo them, as they do not lose a single member in the process. Mafia is still alive and healthy. He has got one pocket of space. As you say, it is a pocket. He's holding on to it. XTZ are holding on to what they have, because Illuminati, he gets knocked, but he's going to get dressed quickly. XTZ, well, Illuminati is done. I think Optimum Esports have been shut down. It's just XTZ and the others somehow alive, and they managed to pull together. Total Gaming get bested. I think they came in second. XTZ pulling it out. I am as puzzled and as unsure of what the hell just happened, but what's happening is TSG and Optimum Esports, and Optimum Esports are losing members bit by bit. Messi on the floor, it's just Rahil all by himself, and Rahil undone. Optimum Esports.
Earlier, nonetheless, it's going to be an absolute barrage of gunfights and few walls. Who's going to come out on top? I don't really think we can understand anything from here on. This is Swastik. He still stays on his foot, but I guess Swastik and Ajit are the only ones who are still up there. This is Malik. Malik takes down one guy, I believe. Yes, he takes on Swastik. Gurkurat takes on Ajit as well. This is the mutants that you were talking about. One man down for Team Chaos. Once again, Revo completely overwhelmed by the presence of TSG. There's going to be Lip Smoke as well as Sasuke. Both of them probably will try and climb. Will they get the kill? I'm not really sure. Glue walls coming in left and right, and the grenade as well. This is probably going to last long. At the moment, Sasuke takes one. Lip Smoke has been taken down. Sasuke has been completely obliterated as well. It's once again AP is here, and he with the VSS completes things off in style.
Given away his position, he's gonna get pushed. Golden in this 1v4, can he clutch it out for his team? Have they got enough? What can the Black Flames do for us today? Well, one knock for a start, one knock converted into a kill. So Amaterasu has 7 kills to work with. Is second place good enough? Can Golden do more? No, he can't. He hops about in the balcony, gets shot, gets shut down. UG Empire claim the Booyah. Didn't manage to get that knock, but he's in enough. Brady is going to find Fozzy Ajay, so Total Gaming elsewhere getting caught mid-rotation. And between both these teams, I think Amaterasu is going to come out on top. Uncultured being undone bit by bit as Ribo gets finished. Ribo doesn't have too many friends. They're fighting outside the safe zone, but now the mutants. Can they surpass Amaterasu? Can they surpass the other contenders? It's looking rough because Tyagi, he's got a great launcher and he's actually making life look really difficult for everyone. TSG United, they're topping in terms of kills. They Return on investment is what Floki said, and I think it's time for us to put our money where our mouths are. My mic is nearly in my mouth because that's how pumped I am for this game, Floki. I really have no idea who's going to be proven right, who's going to be proven wrong. In Group A, I made a prediction. I predicted that Diana the Day, well, they were the team that I placed my bets on. This time, you made me divide my 10 points into three teams. This is hard. Like I have a brother, Floki. My mom can very easily pick a favorite son, but I cannot pick, like I cannot divide my love like that. It's kind of tricky, and it's really no guessing game who's the favorite son at home. But yeah, we're going to be jumping into our final map of the day, Floki. It's going to be Bermuda in the One Play Esports Free Fire Open for India, which is what you're tuning into. And if you've been enjoying the broadcast, you can find Hiraka T. It's pronounced Hirak, but it's spelled Herrakat. T stands for Thakur, obviously. And you can find me at the rate official Vivek, and you can find me on Twitter and Facebook as well if you just search for VWWAKE. Uh, in my experience casting Free Fire, some people have called me up and asked me for diamonds. Friends, I have no diamonds to give away, but One Play Esports does have diamonds to give away. Okay, and if you want those diamonds, if you really want those diamonds, it's very simple. The 310 diamonds being given away to 5 lucky viewers. Just go to One Play Esports on all their social media. Go to Instagram, DM them. Go to YouTube, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. You can even just rate them anywhere on any social media and ask them. Be sure to like if you're tuning in on Facebook, because if you're showing if you're really enjoying the broadcast, there might be more of these. It's as simple as that. Nobody really enjoyed Kyuki Saski Bikabi Bahuti, but it ran for 13 seasons. So there is something there is something that I don't understand about this whole broadcasting thing. But what I do understand is this game, and I think it's time for us to place one bet once and for all, Floki.
Just one?
Yeah, just one. Bermuda, the one team that is going to make a comeback.
Comeback. Okay, comeback. I'm gonna hedge my bets on checkmate.
Okay, checkmate. Okay, we got the standings ready. We can look at the standings and see whose bets have worked out. None of us placed any bets on Royal Beast.
I did. I placed 1 point on them. Remember? It
Did
was
you?
Crust
You
Esports.
placed 1
Yep.
point on Fufu Esports and Fuegos, Floki.
No, I'll explain. My breakdown was 4 points on Checkmate, 3 points on Crust Esports, and then 1 point each on Fuego, Fufu, and Royal Beast.
Okay, so you're literally
Division?
the most diplomatic statistician I've ever known. Like it is the if I at
minimize
least
risk
had a
and you
little bit
maximize
of
reward.
courage. Okay.
Come on, Ravi.
Okay.
You can't be silly when it comes to numbers. You can't be emotional. Numbers are raw. They don't speak from the heart. They're cold, calculated. They don't care
Okay.
about your feelings. As some people have put it in the past very aptly, numbers don't care about feelings, much like facts, and that's a fact of life. If you're gonna place bets, you better hedge them properly. Otherwise, you know, putting all your money on red, there's a 50% chance you might lose.
Wow. Okay. Mr. Numberman, who's gonna win Bermuda?
Okay,
Because there's
well,
only one person that gets the Booyah.
a 1 in 12 chance. I'm actually gonna go ahead and say it's going to be Royal Beast.
Okay. 1 in 12 chance, and you went for Royal Beast. Okay, so you're just okay. I think just to make things interesting,
Mhm.
I will agree with you for once because we're going to agree.
Okay.
Casters
that's
can agree. Casters don't have to always disagree. Okay,
fair enough.
wait.
Okay, you're
Chat
gonna make
has
it
an
interesting
interesting
now.
point. Chat
Oh,
has an interesting point. Headhunters. I want to look at headhunters and I want to see what they do. I think they could be the team that surprises all, Floki.
hmm, could be. Could be. They could
Okay.
surprise us, or they could, you know, much like my bet on Uncultured, just take us down with a sinking ship. I learned my lesson the first time around, Vivek. I believe it's gonna take some time for the rest of for some of the rest of us to really get that hammered into us. When you make one investment and it goes down like that, you learn how to divide your money carefully. But you know what? Enough about that. We're gonna be jumping into game number 2 pretty soon for Group B. It's gonna be Bermuda once again. I Crust Esports, they played with a man disadvantage last time around. This time around,
Yeah.
if they were able to find their fourth player, they're gonna be more than happy, and hopefully they of all teams can manage a comeback. Because I think out of all the teams here, everyone was expecting, at least the ones who've been keeping up with
Crust.
the stream, they were expecting Crust, Checkmate, some of these teams to hopefully make it through to day number 2 at least. But sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, and sometimes you just lose one of your members right off the bat, and it puts you at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
You have to account
Yeah.
for that. I mean,
I
at that point, it's about playing smartly. Go on.
I agree with you. I mean, if a game requires 4 people and you are one man down, it's hard. If a broadcast requires 2 casters and you're not there, it's easier. But if a game requires 4 people and you're one man down, it can be hard.
Thank you, Vivek. I take that compliment to heart. Thank you so much for praising me like that. But jokes and everything aside,
Yeah, it's Bermuda. It's enough about us hedging our bets. I have no clue which one of us is going to be right. You said Royal Beast. I agreed with you. So maybe both of us are right. For now, there's going to be a lot of early action towards Sentosa. You can see 2 teams just say, screw you. We're just going to be right on top of each other. We're going to both take Sentosa and we're going to see who comes out on top. And they're actually landing very close to each other. So this is Fufu Esports, who looked really, really good on our previous map, which is Purgatory, and they're going to be duking it out early on versus Silently Loud.
yeah, we've seen the story before, Vivek. And look at that, Cosmic right off the bat is taking some fire. I believe we're going to be breaking out into a fist fight pretty soon if these people don't end up finding weapons. Skywalker has found himself a gun, but the question is, can he find any of the Fufu members? Well, for now, he's just going to stay silent, perched up behind that picket fence and waiting for someone to sneak in. Baby Sneak, he's got himself 2 weapons. Maybe he can drop one for one of his teammates, and I do think he dropped one of them. Fufu, in the meantime, they are going to retreat. They're going to make dash in the opposite direction and just try to get the hell out with all 4 members alive. They understand. I think they were watching the stream, Vivek. I think they saw what happened to our culture and they're not too keen on repeating it. Checkmate, on the other hand, though, well, they're going to be taking out 1 member of Yakuza Senior, and Suhail is going to be dropped pretty low. Elsewhere on the map, Daredevil ends up going down for route changers, but he's going to be quickly revived up. Wait, never mind. It seems like okay, even though there was RC in the name, he was playing for Checkmate. That's very interesting. Okay, no, there we go. There's it. There's reflection. RC, 2 members down. Just gonna be Marthaplay and D Knight remaining alive, and
Yeah.
this is a little disheartening to see. They were eliminated right off the bat. Hopefully they can make a comeback over here, but it's not looking too good because Marthaplay is gonna end up getting knocked down and finished off. And it's gonna be HTST who finds the kill.
Yeah, it's been a very rough start for route changers, and I don't know if it gets any better. But now we're looking at Genocide. Genocide, they found themselves 3 kills. They're missing Powerhouse. Powerhouse is bleeding out. Are they really going to push Fuegos, though? Have they got that courage of conviction to take the fight? It seems as if they do, because they've got 4 members back on their feet. On the side of Fuegos, and Fuegos, they're being a little silly, right? Arca is running out in the open. Arca gets knocked. Arca's bleeding out. It's up to Zed and the others. They have got to be really, really cautious about this because Arca is done for. So Fuegos are now down to 3, contesting Shipyard early on versus, well, what some could say are the best team. I'm not quite sure. Has worked out for Genocide, but how much more can they really accomplish? They've got 4 members alive. They need to undo the rest of Fuego's. They're trying to fight fire with fire, but the problem is Sam is just running out in the open. Sam gets knocked. Fran is bleeding out as well. This is not looking too good for them. Sam has been eliminated, and suddenly this has gone from good to bad to horrendous for Genocide. They have 4 kills, but they're down to just 2 members. Are they still going to hedge their bets? Are they still going to try and contest Fuegos? Are they going to get caught mid-rotation? Powerhouse, is he eating a couple of bullets in his back? Other teams are being shut down. Route changes, eliminated, and bye-bye.
Okay.
I think that's the one
Checkmate.
team we
There's
were
the
really... Yeah. Checkmate,
yeah.
go out.
Checkmate also go out. Route changes go out. What the hell's happening in this early game, Vivek? I don't think I fully understand.
It's been a chaotic one because the mutants, they're engaged in their own duel. They just want to get this done with. It looks like Genocide, they have 1 member alive. They've gotten 4 kills, but I don't think this is enough. Powerhouse really working with a shotgun at close ranges, trying his best to clutch it out. Fuego, they are still trying their best. They got 2 members to work with, but have they got enough to undo that 1 member that's been a bit of a nuisance for them? Royal Beast, that's the team we bet on, but it's Arpat Singh that's actually going to ace out the mutants. So Royal Beast, well, you said return on investment, they are paying dividends. This is the team that we both hedged our bets on for the Booyah. Fuegos get shut down. What? Am I
No, wait.
misreading
Fuego
that?
shut down
No, they
Genocide.
shut down it.
Genocide had the last
Yeah,
member alive, so yeah, but he did take down
yeah.
1 more member from Fuego, so it's not going to be all bad news for Genocide. Unfortunately, I don't think they had a lot of placement points last time around, so we might not see them on day 2. We'll find out after the game ends, though. For now, Royal Beast, Yakuza Senior, they're in prime position to take this game. I mean,
Yep.
look at the
Royal
map as
Beast,
well.
they've got themselves a lot of kills, but Sentosa hasn't yet reached its logical conclusion, and it will. As the zone starts to shift away from Sentosa, those teams they've got to make some sort of a commitment whether they really want to keep this going, whether Fufu Esports and Silently Loud want to keep this dance going, because they've got to move in. They've eventually got to move in, and Silently Loud, they have 1 player knocked. So Fufu Esports, they're going to convert that 1 knock into a kill. Can they convert this 2nd knock into a kill? Yes, they can. It's easy as pie. Skywalker dead. So 2 kills for them. Silently Loud, they are down to just 2 members, and Fufu Esports are running circles around them. Elsewhere, more kills as Arpat and Royal Beast suffer a couple of casualties. Royal Beast are down to just 1 man on the server. Silently Loud as well as Fufu still in this awkward duel. Razak is going to push with the MP40. He's missing Yahi though. Razak has got to at least find 1 knock to start with, but no, Razak will not find anything. Razak will only find lead in his body as he's been undone. It's bye-bye to Silently Loud as Fufu Esports are going to win out on Sentosa, Floki.
Yeah. In the meantime, Crust Esports and Headhunters, they're chilling nicely. They've got themselves, a couple of martinis here and there. They're just relaxing on the beach while the firefights are breaking out all around them. They're saying, thank you very much. We'll take the placement points. And they are in a very good position. Yakuza Seniors and Fufu Esports in Chaos, though. Look at them. They found themselves 4 kills each. Even Royal Beast has found themselves 4 kills. And also Fuego has found themselves 4 kills. So there's a lot of... this map is going to be much closer than I anticipated. And now that all the firefights are done and dusted, it's going to come down to how well you use your head. And you're going to have to use your head a lot more if you're Royal Beast, because you only have 1 member alive. It's going to be War 3000 in his sporty little car. He's going to make his way towards... he's actually going to make his way around. I think he might run into Starch from Fuego. He's actually down there. I think they are going to hear him coming in. And,
but they have nothing to really
do.
penetrate the armor of a vehicle, so it's a free pass. This is they're going to try, but I don't even think trying was worth it, because Wall just gets a little bit of information and moves on in life. Earlier on in the lockdown in Mumbai, they used to allow you to drive by and pick up food there is no place to park your car. So I thought it was a really silly concept that people in Bombay could attempt to drive by a restaurant and pick up food because there is no space. That's the best drive-by I've seen, and I don't think there were any reasons to even fire shots, but it's okay. One man does manage to get away from Royal Beach. He's going to be okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of open spaces in Mumbai, so saying that drive-through is open, that's quite ambitious. I mean, it's going to cause a traffic jam in the first place. And speaking of traffic jams, there might be a traffic jam close towards Pochanok because I see a lot of teams surrounding in the vicinity. Fufu
Yep.
and Yakuza seniors might run into each other. Vivek, it's going to be a battle between us two as well. You hedged your bets on Yakuza seniors. I hedged my bets on
What?
Fufu.
I didn't hedge my bets on Yakuza seniors. I commended their heart, please. No,
No,
I
it's
love that team. I love that.
okay.
Okay.
You know what? You know what the equivalent of that is? It's breaking up with your girlfriend because you're tired of her, and then saying it's not you, it's me. That's what you're doing right now. So you I find it funny that you say in one breath that you really respect Yakuza seniors and you don't put any points on them. Come on, Vivek.
Yeah, but I mean, statistically, you can check the word and hear what I said, right? I mean, we both really for this map, if we had to make one bet, it was going to be on Royal Beast, and I think the second team I said that might show up was Headhunters. It's
Okay.
there. Check the tips. So
Yep. Okay,
yeah,
fair enough.
Headhunters right now, they're not having fun though. Rohan and the others in this precarious little danger zone are actually suffering knocks. I mean, they're trying to pull out their Kar 98s and whatever bolt actions rifles that they have, but this is not working out too well for them because they have no hard cover to work with. And Memungda has to now go and rescue Asim and Rohan. He's trying to cross over. The real question is, will Fufu Esports even let him get one res? He's crouched, but Fufu Esports are trying to close the gap. They're starting to push that mountain. There is no one scoped in, really marking that terrain because they really have no angle to work with. But this isn't going to be all that simple for Fufu Esports because you got Crust Esports moving in, that one team where we divided our 3 points towards earlier on. And Crust Esports, this time, they've got everyone on the server. It's Umber, Vic, and everyone playing on Bermuda. So this time, Cross Esports could really show up and cause a lot of disappointment. Salim, he played really well on Purgatory, but he's got to pull his weight this time around. As Fufu, they're actually going to knock Vic. So Vic is bleeding out. Fufu Esports have got 5 kills. They're missing unknown. Salim is still alive and healthy. And Cosmic has been doing his best, just sniping left and right. But unfortunately for him, both Unknown as well as Slayer are, well, they're done for. So it's just Cosmic and Salim
Yep.
all by themselves. They have this little compound to work with, but this 3-way effect could get really precarious because the Headhunters are in the area.
Yeah, the Headhunters also have the high ground, so they have the option to take a fight if they so desire. The bottom teams, not so much. They're gonna have to take whatever comes their way and respond accordingly. But right now, Maimongda, he might be able to find some kills if he's a bit more cautious with his aim. He's trying to take down the glue wall. Not too sure he's not shooting on all the other members. Maybe he doesn't see him? That was a little confusing there. Not too sure what was happening
He
with
was just
Headhunters, but
he was just he didn't that happens sometimes, Loki. That's natural. He tried. He assumed that somebody had to still exit that glue wall, and then he realized that there's no way I can account for that kind of bullet drop, and then morally just gave up on taking any pot shots with the 4x and the XM8. But yeah, Crust Esports. They had 4 members earlier on, but Vicky is missing. So it's again down to Tripathi and Duker to really find some sort of redemption for them. Tripathi did manage to survive for the longest time on Kalahari, but survival isn't enough. Crust Esports need a lot of kills, and Fufu Esports, they're going to be very pleased about themselves. They found 5 kills. They have 2 members alive. Salim and Cosmic, I believe, amongst the 2 of them, still have enough to play for placement. I think we can look at the mini map just once.
Yep.
To see where the heck everyone is. The aerial shot quite effective as well, but there you go. They're all bunched up in this southeast quadrant of the map. Tripathi is doing work with the shotgun. Tripathi has actually managed to take out Salim. So Fufu Esports just have 1 man in Cosmic. He's given away his position. So eventually Cosmic will be hunted. The good news for Cosmic is that he has a glue wall, plenty of first aids to work with, and he has a couple of grenades as well. So those grenades are really going to come in handy as the circle starts to shrink and shrink.
Yep. Having all those medkits and glue walls means you're going to be in prime position late game to pick and choose your fights, really, and maybe even
Yep.
cover yourself entirely and buy yourself some time to heal up. And if it's a 1v1, that can make all the difference. For now, though, Chaos and Yakuza Seniors, they're in a really good spot with a lot of kills to their names, and they have all four members alive. They have the best chances of getting a Booyah, if nothing else. Cosmic missing the grenade launcher shot and giving away his position. I don't think he's going to be too pleased about that. Now he's going to have to watch. Pratham comes in and he's able to get the knockdown. But in the meantime, Kunal Jr. with a grenade from all the other part of the map through the terrace door is able to snipe him. And Fufu Esports are going to be eliminated, albeit they will be eliminated, I believe, at 7th place. So they're not going to be too
Yep.
unhappy. But
Yep.
yeah, at this point, he's just praying Headhunters and Crust Esports are the ones who make it towards the end.
Yeah, Yakuza seniors. I think I mean, you said I placed my bets on there, but it doesn't matter who you bet on. They've just definitely been impressive. They've shown up here on Bermuda. Cross Esports, unfortunately, they had 4 members show up on the server, but they have only 2 members alive. It's Tripathi and Dukem. I don't know what they can accomplish right now. Headhunters, they've been patient, they've been playing the high ground, but it's time they find themselves a couple of kills. Chaos, they've been finding kills aplenty. Tech KK still on the server. Whoops, I cursed him. He's bleeding by a loot drop, and it is actually a little concerning. Headhunters, Memgungra, that's probably the worst name I've ever heard, finds his head picked off, a headshot clean, but he's going to get resed up. He's back on his feet, but they only have a couple of glue walls as cover. Chaos, they have 4 members alive and 6 kills. So Chaos definitely looking like a team that could mount a comeback here on Bermuda, Floki.
Yeah. And Tech K is going to find himself a lot of medkits in that supply drop, and he's going to be quite happy with that because he does not have Alok heal to help him out when he needs it. Fortunately, all these teams are making their way closer to center, so we're going to have a feast on our hands. It's going to be a feast of bullets. Who's the one serving it, though? Looks like it's Headhunters for now, but everyone from Team No. 9 closing in, Chaos Esports, they're finding themselves kills left, right, and center. Maimanga, the person who you kind of shunned for having a bad name, is doing a fair amount of work, but I don't think it's going to be enough. It's going to be awesome with the VSS all by himself on the other part of the map, who's going to try and stay alive for placement and maybe get himself a couple of kills. Suhail also has the VSS. Yakuza Seniors looking to be the third party over here. Maybe they can find Asim and Fuego in the meantime. Tahir, he's going to be able to down Badsha from Yakuza Seniors. So everyone caught here on this hill being surrounded by fire. This is like, this is like Omaha Beach. Every soldiers stepped in, there were bullets raining all around them. There's really nowhere that they can run. And it's going to be glue walls that are dropped for cover. Alvi, he's going to heal himself back up. Thanks to the med gun, he will also be able to heal up some of his teammates should they come under fire. But Chaos, 4 members still alive. Closing in, getting inside the circle. Not a lot of cover to work with here. They're just going to have to go for it. And Kunal Jr., he's getting fired upon by Srijan. The sniper rifle not doing him any favors. The zone is going to close in on him. And if the zone won't, well, Yakuza Senior are going to be the ones who take them down. And now it's going to be Team Chaos finding tons and tons of kills on Yakuza Senior as well as Fuegos, who somehow managed to still stay alive awake. And Fuegos, they're going to be finishing in second spot as Chaos, well, they're going to try to get the first spot.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet. I mean, Team Chaos still have to find those 2 members of Fuegos and eliminate them. There they are, running in the open like headless chickens. This is not going to be easy. Starch has been knocked. Starch might be finished. Chaos, they've got Tech KK providing plenty of cover fire, and Fuegos are going to get pushed soon enough. Tahir is going to try his best with the AWM, whatever you want to call it. He's pinned to a tree. He's going to drop a couple of glue walls. Glue walling left and right in panic, running, banging his head into the glue wall like an ostrich. He's dug his head deep into a barrage of glue walls, but glue walls will not rescue you. Friends will, and Chaos, well, they've clutched it out. Tech KK and the others have really shown up. I think Chaos definitely is one of the teams that's going to be moving on to day 2, Floki. At the beginning, this was one of the teams I did give my 3 points to. So something worked out for me, Floki.
Absolutely. It definitely worked out for you. Look at the number of kills. They have 15 kills. That is absolutely absurd. That is more than 3 kills per member, Vivek. 50 points. You get the highest placement. You get 15 kills. just based off of this map alone, I think you're right. They are going to be making it to day number 2. Fuegos and Yakuza Seniors, on the other hand, not too sure if we're going to be seeing them. It's going to be a close affair between Royal Beast and Fufu as well, because day 2 finished close to the upper half of the group. But yeah, if you had to go back in time and maybe correct yourself, I think you'd stop yourself and say, be like, you know what? No, no, no. You're doing fine. Just make sure you put all your points on chaos, because coming up with 50 points like that, that's absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I've personally seen Tech KK in his previous team in the Free Fire India Championship. They did really well. I believe that team had Arslan in it as well, if I'm not mistaken. They do like to keep switching up their names, but they are a very competent team, and they are showing us why. They like to be a little bit flexible about the names that they hold on to, Floki. Uh,
Hmm.
I think they keep changing up their names every now and then, but I remember who they are in essence. I remember what this team is capable of. I'm going to be a little bit disappointed that one of the other two teams that I initially hedged my bets on, the Mutants, and I believe it was Cross Esports, none of them really showed up too much. So
Yeah.
it's a bit puzzling as to what went wrong for them. I think the Mutants know that they're better than this. Unfortunately, they're not going to be moving on to day 2, which is going to be tomorrow. Those of you just tuning in, I just need to orient you a little bit. You're watching the One Play Esports Free Fire Open for India. Tomorrow, 12 teams are going to be duking it out for 20,000 Indian rupees. It's going to be broken down into 10, 6, and 4. If you viewers are tuning in and you feel like you're missing out, guys, there's a diamond giveaway. How do you take part? Well, you can just at the rate One Play Esports on any of the social media. Feel free to ask them. If you've been enjoying the broadcast, if you've been enjoying what Hirak and I have been doing, our socials are on our screen. And now, for the moment, yeah, that's it's at the rate
Yeah.
Hiraka tweet that
And
bird
he's over there. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay, no. They can't
there.
see it. Never mind. This is a failed endeavor. Yeah. Vivek, there you go.
Okay,
That's more
it
accurate.
works. It
Yeah,
works.
but
It works.
I think
But
the
yeah,
standings are ready, Vivek.
this is why I just touched my feet, because I do like to do a little bit of yoga when I am crazy nervous as to what's gonna happen.
Drum roll.
Have your bets come true? Cue the drum roll. We've got the standings. Let's bring it on our
I'm
screens.
not sure they can hear
Let's
that.
go production. Royal
Oh!
Beast.
Yep. Royal Beast make it. So do Fuegos and Team Chaos. So yeah, 50. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vivek, but based on what we saw, Team Chaos got 50 points in this map alone. They were able to make it to day 2 with just their performance on one map. I don't know what
Yep.
happened. It seems like all their mothers fed them Chyawanprash and said, "Jao beta, sabko dhoke aao wapas," and that's exactly what they did. In one map, they're able to get themselves into day 2. That's mind blowing. That is amazing. If they can keep this performance up on day 2, I think some of these other invited and well known teams are gonna be, well, it's gonna be a run for their money essentially, because Fuegos, I mean, Team Chaos, Team Royal Beast, all these teams, they're gonna be battling against them for a stab at the 20,000 rupees prize pool. But let's just take a second to hedge our bets, Vivek. Oh, well, never mind. In case you're wondering, well, that's what the map screen looked like. I believe Fufu Esports was also closing on fourth. So overall, my investments paid slightly better than you did, but you got a huge payout on Chaos.
Uh, I think just I'm just happy that I called Iron the other day. So yeah, I'll take what I get, and it's really not. It's not about calling it out. I don't care. I think we had our fun, Floki. It's
Yeah.
about it's about the game, and the game itself is a delight to watch. And I think we have more of this coming up. We're going to be back with day number 2 tomorrow, Floki. I think we can take a little bit of time to just give our shout outs to chat. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been a pleasure having all of you. I think if you have any more questions about the production or broadcast, it's One Play Esports. Follow them on their social media. You can ask them everything that you want to, and do remember to sign up for the giveaway.